Hey, this is Troy Baker, Booker DeWitt from Bioshock Infinite, and I'm not afraid of God, but I am afraid of the Ready, Game, Fire podcast.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Chris Fox, and we are Ready, Game, Fire. Welcome to episode 47 of the RGF podcast. With me today, I haven't written any intros, by the way. I didn't expect.
You saw Max the other day about himself and Superman.
I didn't expect to be this sleepy today. With me today he's got a new beard and he looks older. Also a bit like Henry Cavill at the start of the new Superman movie. And the other day, Matt compared himself, sans irony, to Superman. It's James McNerney. All right.
How's it going? All good?
I'm fine, mate. How are you?
Good. Very, very excited to hear what happened at E3.
Because there's no other way for you to find out the information, is there?
No.
Got to wait for me to get home.
Those courier pigeons didn't return, so I'm hoping now get to hear all the news from here.
What was it you said, Mac? You said I'm Superman, but I've got no Clark Kent.
Yeah, exactly.
Also in the room is Bioshock's biggest fan, Steve Edwards. How you doing?
You alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I wouldn't say Bioshock's biggest fan.
But we didn't speak about it for ages, and you just sent me that email going, you're right, Chris, playing Bioshock. It's as good as people say.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Not what some people say. It's Mac.
Well, what did Mac say?
Mac, he poo-poos it.
I'm enjoying it, but nitpicking it.
You finished it. You're not enjoying it.
Yeah, what do you mean you're enjoying it?
You endured it.
I enjoyed it.
Someone else talking, the last voice that you've heard is Michael. Hey, what's up? I do the triathlon with my girlfriend. She does the hard parts, and I do the cycling bits, but only downhill. Mike Power!
Schlurp!
How you doing?
Good, I'm good. You missed it. You could have said The Last of Us, Mike Power.
I thought you were going to.
I thought you were going to.
That's why I didn't do it.
You're being purposely stupid.
I've only played an hour of it, by the way. By the way, I'm really tired. I'm a bit jet lagged because of the flight back from LA. So disclaimer, /drunk, whichever one makes me seem cooler. I'm so drunk.
Smash them together.
Whoa. Yeah, I've only played an hour of The Last of Us, but yeah, seems alright.
That's good.
I mean, expectations are too high now, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's my problem. I'm finding is it's really hard to
Platinum?
It's really hard to platinum trophy.
What was that comment, Mac? You said Mike threw at you earlier.
Was it?
There was some comment about a problem with it being.
Oh yeah, the game's clearly incredible, but it's predictably incredible.
Predictably incredible.
So
yeah.
it's now a valid criticism for a game. So, yeah.
Predictably incredible.
No, it's a criticism.
I raise a few eyebrows.
It's a criticism of media surrounding games.
I'd agree.
It's not,
if the game's
it's
incredible,
not.
it's definitely a letdown.
No, it's not a let you know. You got to know what I mean. It's the fact that I probably should have stayed off Facebook and Twitter and everything. Cause I didn't read any reviews. I didn't watch any trailers. But you can't help but get to playing that game and have heard everyone laud it and say it's the best thing ever. And so you sit down and it is.
Well, I'll tell you what else is predictable. Your reaction to everyone's reaction to The Last of Us. Because people are like, I haven't really played Uncharted. Oh, haven't you? Well, let me tell you this. I'm its biggest fan, Mike Power.
Never
nice
said
to meet you.
that.
Here's my card. But everyone's like, oh, Mike, if you play Last of Us, it's amazing. You're like, yeah, I know it is, all right? Shut up.
No,
I don't actually think it's as good as you.
No, it's true to a point. I realise it's not like a conscious decision. It's just something.
Uncharted 4.
I'm just something I feel when I play. It just doesn't get me as excited if I know everyone's loving on it, because I don't feel like I personally can.
Yeah, because you're not.
Think it was my own
I
experience.
remember when you went to me. Yeah, I actually heard Mumford and Sons before.
I did.
You did.
Wait, no, before.
It's like Mike's like, yeah, I discovered Mumford and Sons.
Didn't say that. I said purposefully. I'm not being that guy. I just.
You said they were like. You were like, yeah. I mean.
I was my. It's my validation for liking them when other people think they're shit. That's all I say.
You're the fifth Mumford and Son.
I'm the fifth son.
Fifth
son.
I don't like them.
Fair enough.
Because they're like, no, we don't need a drummer. We'll just stomp on the floor. Fuck off.
One of them had a brain clot the other day. So
yeah, the one I know, Ted.
Oh yeah,
he's
cool.
fine.
He is. Yeah, I saw a little Twitter pic.
He's all right, but yeah, it's like brain surgery. That's quite scary, isn't it? Anyway, this
Max
is the music podcast. Don't worry, Mac. They're like. Do you know what annoys me though? They're sort of music that would just be piped out continuously in the bakers at Morrison's. Just like really sort of middle of the road
Like
music to buy your baguettes to. But in one of the songs they say fuck. It's like, oh no, we are hard. Look, we're edgy. We are young guys. Yeah.
Even James Blunt said fuck in a song.
Like the Beautiful South as well. We did that.
Thanks for the intro, Troy Baker on Twitter. He's at Troy Baker VA.
What does the VA stand for?
Voice actor.
Nice.
I thought it was going to
Why
be
is
some
that,
elaborate
fella?
degree or something.
I thought it was his hometown of Valencia.
Violinist.
Could be. I mean, I just guessed.
Is that a
Wire.
state? Yeah,
Valencia.
yeah, it's a state in America, isn't it?
Valencia, California.
small island off
probably.
of-
I don't know.
Oh, he did it again.
Valencia.
Woohoo!
So yeah, no second-hand news this time around. It's becoming like Back to the Future, isn't it?
I know. As rare and as sought after.
I had a good idea. Shut up. I had a good idea. I had a good idea though. We could do a World Wide Webwards where, Steve, you can take audio snippets of Mac and cut it up and make a new Mac to the Future.
Man,
Sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
And we can do a Mac to the Future within a World Wide Webwards.
get the highest ratings ever, surely.
Yeah. Collaboration.
Yeah, the collaboration of the two biggest
good.
features ever. It'd be like
Mike
WrestleMania.
can do 30 seconds of whatever he does.
Yeah.
And that'll be that.
See, my features
30
stopped
seconds too
more
long.
out of just lack of interest rather than quality. So I think you guys are lucky. You did the thing. You bowed out high. I didn't even have a high. I had nothing.
This was right.
Cheers, mate.
Took you, 27 years or so to figure that out?
Shit. I'm not 27 yet. Not 27 yet.
Fair
When's your
enough.
birthday?
Do you know what I'm noticing?
No, third.
You know, I'm like, I'm an old school gamer. It's just slowly becoming, I'm just an old gamer.
Yeah,
Just old.
I'm in the same boat. Games are less and less impressive to me. It was just
At the Namco,
Predictably impressive.
at the BCD, that's behind closed doors, for Namco, everyone else is gathering around the Dark Souls, and I'm just chatting up the male Pac-Man producer. It's like, Pac-Man Championship Edition DX is the greatest thing, so I can't wait to get my hands on Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus.
And this is the 4-player
This
battle
is the guy who I went to. Oh man, this is before we started to talk about
Yeah.
Pac-Man. I'm like, oh man, me and my mates, we loved Pac-Man Battle Royale. And he's like, no, but he was like, oh yeah, I'm the producer, so thanks, I really appreciate that. And then he kept like, and then I was like, is it coming for consoles? He went, oh, I can't say. And then at the start of his announcement, he went, Pac-Man Battle Royale is coming to console, and he kept pointing at me.
Oh,
and I'm
so
like,
cool.
and I'm like, oh,
Very cool.
we were firm friends.
I'm well excited for
By
that.
the end.
Beautiful, isn't
Well,
it?
we're going to get it on PS3 or Xbox. Ooh.
Well, I'll tell you what's not coming to PS3.
Was that?
Killer Bloody Instinct.
Yep, that is really...
don't want it.
Shut up, mate.
It looked rather
No,
tame.
that is one of the... That is
Why
the
don't you
one
shave? Yeah. Why don't you shave? Who's going to listen to someone who can't even groom themselves?
Hey, he's
yeah?
groomed his hair. Mac's hair used to be like flat
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe bowl-shaped and maybe like quite
You
like
must be pretty upset
70s.
about wearing the headset. Right.
But now
Yeah,
it's
it might ruin the hair.
spite like a Mohican.
You clearly took
I
it
go
to
with
heart
different
when
ones
we
every
were
day.
slagging you off for looking nothing like your avatar, and you're slowly dressing like your avatar.
Not at all.
Except
Thanks for
My
not wearing.
avatar inspires me. That's my motivation behind it.
That's what I just said.
No, you
You
didn't.
mean you inspire your avatar?
No.
He does now.
I create a fictional avatar. I'm like, that'd actually
That's
that'd
what
be
I
like
said.
him.
That's what I said. You're
So-
slowly starting to dress like him. At least you're not wearing sunglasses indoors.
Not here, I'm not.
Steve, you're going to move towards your avatar on Xbox? He's a German
Steve's
guy.
avatar looks
Slowly
like a
but surely.
paedophile.
All right, mate.
No, you've got
He's got a German shirt.
You've got the bald comb over, you've got John Lennon glasses, and you're wearing a German shirt with little shorts.
They're shorter shorts.
big fatty.
Sorry, no, not a pervert, but more like a nudist with his clothes on.
Yeah,
Just,
ready to come
Have you
of
got a
age,
little
man.
backpack on?
elderly German
It's funny though.
with a hat. I gave him a new hat a while ago.
I like that you have no vanity. That's what I admire about you most.
So what do you guys want to ask me?
Where did
What's this
E3 take
podcast
place?
about?
It was in America.
Duh.
Yeah.
Los
What
Angeles.
does E3 stand
That's a
for?
good. That's a good
It
question.
stands for hello, ears, everything.
Oh.
That's
That's what
spot
I
on.
thought as well.
So yeah, but Killer Instinct was a good place to start.
Well,
because-
I was lucky enough to be in the Microsoft
Yeah.
conference, and people went a bit mental.
I hear they knocked out the park.
Mm.
I haven't been paying much attention to E3.
They definitely showed us Metal Gear with Kiefer Sutherland in it.
Oh.
Max got this
Oh
weird,
my
really
God.
strange theory that
It's not that
they
strange.
just
Is it-
no okay
Let's hear it,
it's not that strange, but they think that Kiefer's just been hired for the motion cap, and even though
It's
they've recorded
nonsense.
dialogue, that's
Do
just
you not believe it's a prank?
no. Max thinks that the Kiefer Sutherland dialogue that they've recorded is just placeholder for David Hayter, which I
Well, that's a
don't.
bit weird.
Yeah, it's
Place
It's
don't know.
recorded. It's recorded to.
But
trick
don't
people.
forget, we don't know if they've recorded all the dialogue with Kiefer Sutherland.
Well,
he
sure.
hardly ever spoke in the trailers. So it's just
That's
like,
what I found interesting. Usually Snake always has like a big monologue, doesn't he? Usually he's
oh
not introducing
really?
it.
No, he never does.
And Kojima did say he wanted less talking in this.
Well, then
And,
maybe he did. I
we'll
don't know.
see.
More emotion conveyed to his face.
I
so-
don't
I haven't talked to you, Steve. What do you think about this?
About what? I haven't seen
Kiefer,
any.
well, you know,
I
but
didn't
you know Kiefer Sutherland is voicing Snake.
I know of Kiefer Sutherland, yes.
But you know now he's now voicing Solid Snake.
I
going
found
forward.
out from Mac and Chris about 20
he's
minutes
big
ago.
boss.
What was
Big
your
boss,
reaction?
not Solid Snake.
My reaction
Big
when they told
boss, big
me,
boss, sorry,
Big
sorry.
difference.
I thought he's got a good voice. Yeah, that'll work.
But do you not think it's going to be weird? Okay.
Not really bothered.
As long as there isn't a bit where he's like, damn it.
Yeah.
It's a shame
fine.
Hayer's not doing it.
Son
But
of a bitch.
I still did genuinely believe it's still a bit of a prank, and it's going to all come out in the end.
No, what?
I believe so. Kojima's done it before. Remember how much footage he showed us of Solid Snake Metal Gear Solid 2?
Yeah.
And then, surprise, he hardly ever plays him.
I do think it's
It's
going to
like,
happen.
you douchebag.
What are you guys? What are you guys? What are you guys on about? It's done. It's a done
It's
deal.
not.
I don't know.
I don't
Did
think
you
so.
see the announce when they first announced Keith Sutherland? It was so. It seemed like such a
Odd.
joke. It
Yeah.
seemed like a joke.
was he there?
You guys are just
Keith
fanboys.
was.
Get
And
over
he
it.
never directly said Metal Gear Solid 5 during
Mike
that
hates
first interview
24
either.
as well.
I know. I
always
watched
slag it off,
all
always
of it
give
though.
it pops.
I
never
watched all
never
of
thought
it.
I'd say this,
I
but
didn't
Mike's
know
got
this.
good taste in that regard then.
I liked Man of Steel, but I thought it had a lot of problems to it.
Yeah.
And-
Man of Steel is now clear that it's so polarizing, as
Yeah.
in you kind of either like it or you hate it. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think
No, but people are like, most people are like, I loved it or I hate
yeah,
it.
that is crazy. But it made me appreciate Star Trek more. I thought the issues I had with Star Trek I realised were quite small in comparison to what I
No,
had
but
with Man of
like
Steel.
it's all like I said, Star Trek is all fine on the surface, but
Yeah.
like you're not going to think about it afterwards. You're not going to be like, I want to rewatch that.
I
I,
agree.
want to rewatch that when I've seen the 09 version.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
the
5 or
first one's
6
just
times.
better than it in pretty much most ways, except for maybe the villain.
But then but then they started to just. But then the problem with the new one is they just did it the same thing again.
Pretty much.
So
yeah.
you're going back
But-
to school. What?
But
Yeah.
marginalised all the characters as well.
They spent so much
Hardly
time.
got any of the
yeah.
moments with all the all the.
But yeah,
Other
like,
cast.
I don't know what I don't know if you like Man of Steel or not.
I'm not that fast.
The thing is, though, the action is great. Like
Yeah.
it's like we've never seen Superman action like this. You're like, I want to see Superman fight like other super beings, and
Delivers.
the most amazing I can imagine it. They've kind of captured it.
Yeah.
The only problem is sometimes it suffers from that CG thing of like, okay, I can't see what's happening now.
Yeah.
But only a little bit, and nowhere near to the extent of like Transformers.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels quite long, and they've criticised it for having no soul. But like I said, you know, there's bits in it.
No, I don't think it was soulless. Definitely, I think it was maybe too soulful in some ways.
That's a common criticism though with it. Like, and Russell Crowe is brilliant.
You
Russell,
said-
Russell Crowe is
And
awesome.
Costner.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
you and Rob were saying like
Two
Robin Hoods.
Two Robin Hoods
Yeah.
for your
Amazing.
dad.
The best thing I've ever heard. Errol Flynn's granddad. Perfect movie.
It's just like, come on, man. Of course you're going to turn out all right.
Yeah.
Super.
No,
I have a brother. I have a brother who's also Robin Hood. Oh, wait a minute, they're not brothers, are they?
They're not brother, no.
No, they're just two fathers of the same guy.
Yeah.
That's not what brother means.
Not
No,
same
no,
father.
no,
No.
It's like Mamma Mia, isn't it?
Joseph and God were not brothers.
When you're gone. Yeah, they were.
That's an example.
Yeah, they were. Like father, son. Yeah, they must
Yeah,
have been,
yeah,
according
yeah.
to Christians.
Sure. They're always right. They're always right.
So yeah, we were talking about E3.
yeah.
Oh snap.
Yeah.
One
so
of
the
us
Xbox
died,
One podcast. You
One
were
of
at
us
the you were at the
went,
conference.
I was lucky enough to be at the Microsoft, then EA, then Sony.
Yeah, you had a big run. At the Xbox conference, wasn't there? There was an issue, wasn't there? Battlefield froze up for a while. And there was quite a lot of
Can I just-
shouting.
can
and
I just
jeering.
say, like,
a lot of issues.
When you've worked, as we all have, on the other side, i.e. on games, you've got so much respect. Like, in the Sony conference, the Assassin's Creed thing, like, the first time it froze, my heart just dropped for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, if this is a hard lock, that's crash to you, the layman. I was like, if this is a crash, I feel so sorry for those guys, because someone's going to get fired. Because, you know, and then in the
Yeah.
conference, people are like going, boo, you know, fix it. And you're like, fuck off. They have to split the team in half to work, you know, so they got people just working on the E3 demo. I've never had to work on a project that's as big as Assassin's Creed, and the pressure must be
Jesus,
immense.
yeah.
And then, you know, when the game just stutters for a second, people are like, what's going on? It's like,
Chill
yeah,
out.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
because you feel for them. But when you meet a lot of journalists and gamers, also who are quite young, that's a trend, you know, who haven't worked on the other side, they don't really know or think about it, and
Yeah.
can be a little bit disrespectful, like when Crimson Dragon during the Microsoft thing without any sound, and people were like,
Oh right, yeah.
but then people started making their own sounds, going, that was funny.
To be fair, for the Sony crash, I was pretty happy because that Assassin's Creed 4 demo started, and I was like, "Oh, this is looking good. This is looking good."
But I need to make some tea. Oh, it's frozen.
Yeah, the game started, and I realised Assassin's Creed 4 is exactly the same as the rest of them. I'm not
No,
getting
it's
it.
not, Mike.
And then they brought on Watch Dogs.
Mike,
I
no,
was,
it's
yes.
different this time.
Pirates.
You know, yeah.
Pirates and
Climbing
high
up
seas.
Nah, I'm done.
masts.
I'm officially done now.
I'm
I
never
keep pretending I'm
I'm
done.
never falling for that again.
That was my favourite part of 3, was the bit on the ship, and as soon as you get off the ship, I was like, I'm done.
So there you go.
I
Pretty
did like how they ran from the beach onto the boat. And carried on playing, but that's gonna happen like once in the game, I reckon.
This is kind of hard. Like I thought, wow, the post E3 episode is going to be easy, but there's almost too much to talk about.
Yeah.
Alright,
That I
let's try
don't know
and
what
get
to
in.
talk about.
So talk about like Xbox conference. It was all right.
Well, I mean, people just wanted to see games, and I came out of it really happy.
Yeah.
Titanfall, shall we say?
Yeah, that looked alright.
Titanfall is Respawn Entertainment's first game. Respawn Entertainment obviously being the actual Infinity Ward guys.
Yep.
We've been waiting to see what they were going to do this whole time, and they've made a Halo for me. Having said that, I think every FPS we saw revealed is actually futuristic.
Yes,
So every
yeah.
single person who works in the research and development department, all of these different companies have gone, well, I can justify my salary with this graph. Modern shooters were big.
World
the
War
next
II
step,
shooters are
guys,
big.
future, and they're all futuristic shooters. But anyway, Titanfall looks amazing. The mech gameplay and that
Yeah.
looks.
It looked promising.
So Steve,
What's that one?
you stuck to your whole thing of not looking at any of the coverage.
I
Stuck to that fiercely.
I just didn't get around to it.
Well, it's like I said, it's the Modern Warfare people's new game, but you can get into robots as well, and it controls really different. And
It looks fun.
It's an Xbox One exclusive.
It looks
is
amazing.
it?
I'm not normally big on FPSs, but it actually looked more appealing than, Modern
think-
Warfare 6 or 7.
Well, those
or whatever, and-
guys, they know how to innovate. Those were the
Yeah, exactly.
original
They were
Call
the
of Duty
original ones.
guys, and
Yeah.
they innovated that into Modern Warfare.
which is good.
Stop playing with that.
Do you think that Bungie's Destiny, which is a very similar kind of MMO multiplayer co-op for futuristic shooters, and Titanfall are going to be like Battlefield versus COD in the future? Because they seem quite similar now, these two. Their
Interesting.
position is-
Destiny looks great as well. No
Yeah.
stupid storyline and no Oompa Loompa
I thought-
aliens running around going.
It looked alright, but I wasn't really that impressed with it. I wasn't that impressed with Destiny. I didn't really see much gameplay that looked quite
I
new to me.
liked-
Because I wanted to play it with you guys.
Yeah, I would play it, but I'm just saying I'm not
You are gonna.
overwhelmed.
You
at
are,
the
you are
moment.
going to.
Is that one PS4 exclusive?
No, it's
No,
both
it's
platforms.
multi-plat.
I liked in that one it showed
Current
more,
gen as well. I think.
Multi-plat.
Yeah, Destiny's
So it's multi-gen.
Destiny's across
Multi-plat gen.
multi-plat gen plat.
There you go.
It was good because whereas Titanfall was like all multiplayer pretty much, it's like kind of a constant multiplayer arena.
No, that's-
Destiny was more kind of like play a bit of co-op and then suddenly you'll enter more of an online like arena, almost like the ship will crash down with loads of like enemy players, then you have to fight them within your game.
That was my favourite bit. If they
Yeah.
can keep it seamless like that, without
Exactly,
menus,
yeah.
going, waiting for
Yes.
join game or something,
Yeah,
then that would be
absolutely.
brilliant.
It's like we all like mechs in theory, but a lot of the mech games turn out to be not so great. Well, not since the classic ones anyway. But also you're getting a mech in a game like Mass Effect 3, and it's not, it's a little bit of fun, isn't it? It's like, I'm overpowered for a bit, and I'll take out a few enemies. But this is like they really thought about it. The way Respawn were talking about it is that it's like literally two completely different styles of gameplay that's almost been like, and they worked on each section like as much, so it's two games like in one rather than just like, hey, here's some gratuitous mech sections. Like it's like a big part of it.
Mexy.
I can't wait. Killer Instinct, being the no longer old school, being the old gamer that I am. The last Killer Instinct game was 96.
I played that.
Cool.
I
Good.
played it.
Excellent.
What was
Good
that on?
stuff.
That on the net? The
SNES.
NES.
Well,
Which one was that on? That's a good start.
what one was it? Well, the original one was arcade, and it was actually so early that when you turned it on, it went coming soon for Nintendo's Ultra 64.
Cool.
But that version never came out on N64 because it turned out that it wasn't powerful enough to run that amazing. So that arcade is like quite like collectors love that arcade.
Yeah.
But the SNES version was great. Came with the
love the SNES one.
soundtrack. Came with the soundtrack back when Rare did that, and also back when Rare made the best game musics. But
Games.
yeah, like I said, it's been dormant since '96. So I'd see it again, and I got hands on as well. And for those beat 'em up fans out there, or for those nostalgic gamers, it plays great. It plays like we remember. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Of course, it's
Was
next
it-
gen,
well,
and the commentator is in there.
Was it as violent as the old games?
Volgor.
Was it as violent as the older ones? Because their presentation was obviously quite tame. There was no blood or anything. So
No, there was a little bit of blood, and they actually had
Okay.
like finishing maneuvers in the original one. But no, the combos was obviously Killer Instinct was one of the first beat 'em ups to make combo like a feature. Like combos in Street Fighter, in the original Street Fighter games, they were almost like accidents. They weren't features of beat 'em
Weren't
ups.
intended to be done.
Killer Instinct took it and made it into a feature, and obviously like the first time you saw an Ultra 42 or 46, forgive me, 46. seeing an ultra combo, it was
Close
around
enough.
42 or 46 hits, and seeing that for the first time way back when was like holy shit. And the camera would zoom out, and like I said, the narrator would go nuts. But
I think Killer Instinct was the first game that I really got really ragey at because I couldn't
fucking
complete
great
the
game.
final boss.
oh, it's tough. I mean,
know.
the important thing is Killer Instinct's back, and everyone's
Yeah.
happy. And Rare aren't just making avatars.
They must have been. I can
Well, it's
imagine
not
that
rare
being.
though, is it?
Is it
It's double helix.
No, yeah, but they're
Oh,
working with Rare.
And,
They're working with New Rare.
Well,
probably-
Rare make Viva Pinata.
I don't remember what double helix biggest game was, but
I looked at their
it
list.
wasn't
It
great.
was a shit list.
Yeah, so
It's a list of shit games.
it's their first fighting game and it's their first proper well-known
plays
IP
well,
as
though.
well.
Plays well. Plays good.
It looked really cool.
I've had hands-on with both consoles, and the Xbox One is not as big as you think it is. It's a lot smaller in person, and it actually looks a lot better in person as well.
Good.
Which is annoying because, like before I saw it, I called it a gargantuan monstrosity in an article. Anyway, it doesn't look as bad up close as well. Like the whole right side is a vent, and so it's ridged and kind
I never
of.
thought it looked bad, just bland.
No, but it
I
looks
felt
huge
bland.
as well. But
And
it's
huge,
really
yeah,
not as huge
huge
as
and
you think it
bland.
is. The controller as well is fantastic, and the new rumble features, like you've got rumble like in the right trigger and in the left trigger, and you think, wow, who cares? But it really makes a difference because we've just had one solid
Yeah,
rumble
From
this
like a
whole time.
little bit.
Now you've got like it had demos like a race car demo and a minigun demo for like different types of rumble, and you're like, oh, that is cool. It's wicked. And let me tell you this, the PS4 controller, like I noticed this when I first saw a look of it, but the grips are too big.
They look quite spaced apart.
Their grips, they don't. They've listened to people's feedback and they're like, oh, people want it bigger, we'll make it bigger, but they've made it bigger in the wrong places. Like the grips are now feel a bit, whereas the DualShock 3 kind of tapers off really nicely, feels good in your hands. This new one feels a little
bit
bit.
too long. Do you ever hold a move navigation controller?
Yeah, it's a little bit
Like
like
that, yeah.
Not as bad as
was-
that though, and I'm
yeah,
sure we'll get used to it. But at first I was like, wow, this is quite.
Did I read the PS4 one also has that kind of all over rumble and not just the.
Yeah.
they both have
It's
it.
got a little speaker on it as well because we saw some tech demos and
Cool.
little robots.
Any of the games you were playing, did they use that touchscreen on the controller at all? 'Cause I
Yeah.
didn't see any of that being demonstrated.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sure if I've said this on the podcast, but like when I saw the touchscreen thing at first, I'm like, oh, the start button's going to be mapped to that, and it's not going to be accurate enough. But it's absolute genius because you've got a fairly sizable touchpad on there, and you can just port all these iOS games now.
Yeah.
For like $3.99 on the PlayStation Store.
$7.99.
But it's also
versus
prices.
zombies.
Yeah, but it's also a button, so you can click
You
the
click it
touchpad
in,
in,
yeah.
so that's another button as well. But yeah, we played. We did this, like I said, this tech demo called Playroom, and first of all, they haven't even harped on about this, but the PlayStation camera, which is officially called, can do like motion gesture gaming, like Kinect can.
Yeah.
Like, because we were doing this thing and this floating robot was flying around and the guy was whacking it about, which was quite funny. And it can also do face recognition like Kinect as well. So
Yeah.
we hid our faces and the robot was like looking around for us.
You used to
Like,
be able to do it
got
on
all sad.
PS2 as well.
You can do face
The
recognition.
iToy and PS2 used to. It was similar to the Fruit Ninja thing with the shadow movement, but
Yeah.
I don't think it had face at the
No,
time.
it wouldn't have face.
No, yeah.
So-
But yeah, it was pretty. But having said that, like Kinect and like even like Kinect 2.0 is a bit, motion. Like gesture gaming is it's still not there. Like I had a behind closed doors thing with the Xbox called Xbox 101 where they just showed us a few things, and he was like, when you're playing video games, you may notice that as used to you are to gaming, like you'll duck out of the way of a shot, or you'll notice your friends like leaning left and right when they're playing races, and I'm like, yeah, that's true, that's actually cool, and then I'm like, okay, it's good, they've listened, they're not like, okay, stand up and play this FPS now. They're like, we've integrated it into already, games that you're already using a controller for. And I was like, that's cool. But then when he was ducking out of the way of stuff, it still wasn't 100% accurate. And then he was like,
what you need.
and then he was like, oh, you turn night vision on by tapping the side of your head. And he did it. And it worked straight away, first of all. And I went, that's awesome. But then, like, it took him a few times to activate it sometimes. And I'm like, this looks as unreliable as it is now. It can do more stuff, but it's still not.
It's like iPhones. They get more and more powerful. The battery just gets less and less useful.
Yeah.
You keep adding more
sort
stuff.
of a good metaphor.
Yeah,
but
I'll try.
Try harder.
I will. It sounds really cool. I think what's interesting about the camera side of it is that Xbox is going for the very aggressive, connecting every box. The new Kinect does seem very impressive. I saw a demo of six people at once playing, and it was tracking every single one of their body. That's pretty cool. And the PlayStation camera is sold separately, which again, it will end up with the same problem that no one wants to develop for it because no one's going to buy a PlayStation camera.
It's the same with PlayStation Vita, because the Wii U tablet second screen experience is great, and they're all trying to offer it now. The thing with smart glass is, you've got a controller and a separate screen. Vita's got that thing like the Wii U gamepad, like you've got a controller with the screen in the middle, but you need people that own Vitas, and how many people will own a Vita and a PS4? And like Mike said, people aren't going to develop for it, unfortunately.
It's a great idea, like they with having the cameras, but it's a shame they didn't get more aggressive with it.
I abused my Vita hard on during these flights. I love. That's when I do my portable gaming on a long transatlantic flight, and it annoys me because people who don't own Vitas go, "Oh, there's no games for them." It's like, well, there's loads of games. There's loads of games for you.
None that appeals to me.
Guacamelee, shut up, man. None that appeal to you.
Me.
You're a freak.
You're an
Tearaway's
idiot.
coming out.
What the hell are you on about?
Coming out, it's not out though.
The Metal Gear games are on there.
Yeah, but
Little Big Planet Vita.
Soul Sacrifice is so your game.
Have you not got Little Big Planet Vita?
I do, yeah. And I played it.
Soul Sacrifice is so your game. How are you not playing
Persona 4.
Just haven't bothered yet. Persona 4 is boring.
You didn't like the start of it.
Boring.
He's put me off, but I will play it when I play to Hawaii.
I don't understand. You like JRPGs.
Yeah, but not a 2-hour tutorial, I don't.
It sounded a bit long.
You don't do anything for those 2 hours.
Anyway,
Guacamelee is good, right?
Yeah, this is the thing. On the flight out, I'm playing Velocity Ultra, shooting Sonny's name in the credits.
Oh, did you?
To get a trophy.
You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
Yeah.
What?
Just
What?
doing a Modi, and
That's Mr. Sunny Modi.
Oh, right. Okay,
welcome.
cool.
I love Velocity. Yeah, you're welcome.
but that one's alright.
Guacamelee,
that one's
Planet,
alright.
Thomas was a... Man, there's lots to play on your
Thomas
video.
was
You
alright.
can't have played everything. I don't believe
Yeah.
it.
Played
it's
what
bullshit.
I'm interested in so far.
Bullshit. Play something you don't think you are interested in and see if it surprises you then. How about trying that?
Quite the challenge.
I
doing that.
don't have the enthusiasm just yet. My main problem is that most of my lifestyle involves a lot of walking, so I don't really get a chance to play these portable games much, and I can't be bothered.
That's the
doing
thing.
that.
I mean, that's why I had so much
That's
to
a
play.
big hurdle
Because
for me.
I have it all backed up, ready for a trip.
Yeah.
Of course,
All good. All good.
not a day goes by you don't play your PlayStation VR.
I realised that
Every day.
obviously I didn't play it
Remember
like
you saying that?
at Glastonbury at a festival last year.
You said
Kind
you
of a
play
lie.
it every day.
It was
though.
a
Every
lie.
day.
I lied.
I
Are
knew you
you
were lying.
taking it this year to Glastonbury?
No, I don't take it to festivals.
Whatever.
Why not? It'd be a perfect time to play it.
Just so the front.
What? Yeah,
It'll be a great community.
front of
There'll be
Bob
loads
Dylan
of
last
people
year.
playing there. Bob Dylan might whip
Take
one
my
out as
picture
well.
with that
He's like,
terrible
"Oh,
camera."
I see you got one. I've got one too.
Well, no, that's a bad example though, because you do need something to liven up a Dylan gig. Oh, Steve's a big fan, isn't he?
Second time yesterday, I sat next to someone who was playing Vita as well on the train.
Oh God, look how.
So
oh,
there
Bob,
are others out there at least.
oh, Bob Dylan's so great. He's the only guy who can play the harmonica.
Yeah, accurately.
Accurately.
I love Bob Dylan actually.
Bob Dylan's like
Everyone
harmonicas.
loves Bob
You can't even go out of. You can't even play out of tune because you get a harmonica that's in the tune, that's in the song. It's in the key of G, and you're like, well,
It's a mixed bag, Bob Dylan. Let's call him that when it comes to live shows.
well. To be fair, you're slagging him off now because he doesn't play guitar, but he's old. So
Oh, no, but he does.
You said it was
He's
shit,
a
didn't you?
mixed. Like, sometimes you go see him and he'll play electric numbers and he'll be brilliant. And then other times he'll just sit at his piano and tap along for 2 hours. That's all you get. Just don't recognise the
Gotta
songs
love
for
the
2
energy.
I'm
minutes.
pretty sure he's
He's
played the
old.
demo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's just put the demonstration on that.
Yeah.
The old keyboard
Might do.
demo button.
He might just be miming along to it.
But no, I'm a bit annoyed that I've been missing out on the 2-hour Stone set, especially knowing that Mike's there at the front going, don't know this one
Don't
either.
this one.
What?
Paint it black.
Painted Black.
Got
Got
that
that one. And
Oh yeah, because that one was in Guitar Hero.
and the other one that was in Rock
Give Me
Band.
Shelter
Give Me
was in
Shelter.
Rock Band, so he
I'm
knows- he
very
knows
excited
this.
for that
Oh
one.
my god.
Well, yeah.
very
Probably
excited.
finished that one, then. For all you rock band fans.
Yeah, all you Rock Band fans out there. I'm very excited. So, what happened at Nintendo's Direct?
Oh yeah. Well, obviously I didn't catch it because I'm in a hotel and Wi-Fi isn't
Yeah.
good enough to stream. But yeah, I was disappointed that Smash Brothers wasn't there in any way, shape or form.
So it wasn't playable?
Not even BCD. I didn't get my hands on.
I was
No,
always-
they didn't have it there.
It's behind
Oh.
closed
I was
doors.
always curious about the Nintendo Direct thing, like in terms of like the whole E3
Bi-curious.
conference, a little bit for Miyamoto. Yeah, I was always curious, like what happens at the event when Nintendo Direct happens? Do everyone just crowd around this big cinema
did you see
screen
it? They had
equivalent and watch
Miyamoto
it? Or-
and
There's no
they-
event.
There was. They had them there in front, and they were all wearing fucking Mario Cat hands, and it's really cringeworthy.
Oh, I saw that shit, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they do play it.
Bit
And
like
it
that.
wasn't really played. So I think it was some journalists.
And what do do they stand there for an hour whilst everyone's watching the conference?
It
I don't know what
really
you guys are on about.
They kept on like, walking away and coming back to it.
Oh, I just saw the cat hands thing.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. And the cat tail on the game title as well. I don't
Yeah.
really like either.
That's the Raccoony tail.
No, the new cat suit's brilliant, especially when Toad. Right, you know.
They
we
left Floshy in!
I was just about to say, we finally got our wish, right?
Peachy.
We get Peach instead of Yellow Mushroom, and now I'm like, poor Yellow Mushroom.
Yeah.
Gushy.
Poor Gushy.
Yeah.
That's what we called them in our Play-Doh, the teeth.
Gold mushroom.
But yeah, no, I had hands-on with all of the Nintendo stuff, and do you know what?
Mario's
After all the
incredible.
talk about Wii U games looking shit, they all looked really, really pretty.
The Mario Kart one.
Mario Kart
noticeably-
8 looked great.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze looks great. The fur on both of those guys, that's Donkey and Diddy, looks as good as Sully's fur.
Dixie's back, isn't she?
in the first
Monsters, Inc.
Monsters Inc. But yeah, Dixie's back. But
Yeah.
also David Wise is back now. He's the composer from the original trilogy.
Oh.
So that's one of the greatest gaming soundtracks of all time.
Okay.
But Bayonetta 2 looks great.
Short hair.
What we can talk about, yeah. Apart from that,
Really short hair.
Mario was the only thing I watched. The whole
The
way.
3D one, what do you think?
I didn't like it. I was like,
It's not. I'm
It's
sure it's going to be
because-
fun, but
It seems like a step back
More-
from
It's
Galaxy.
because it-
more of the same.
It feels like
it's
just
more
a
multiplayer
3DS
fun.
one.
More multiplayer fun, which would be great. But yeah,
Is it what we look for in our 3D Marios?
I'm not as big a fan
No.
of the 3DS one, 3D Land, as other
Yeah.
people.
And it
other
looks
people.
too much like that, doesn't it?
Do we
It's
know?
exactly the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks exactly.
Do we know if this is
But with
the A
cats.
team working on this, or is
It's
this...
the Galaxy team apparently, which is a shame.
That is rough. That is
Wasted.
rough.
I know.
That is
I just when I saw it, I was like,
Ugh.
because as soon as new Mario, I was like, oh. And
Because
then
you would have bought
Wii U, I was
wouldn't
like,
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
if
it's gonna be-
it'll happen. Mario Universe
Yeah.
will happen. It will just be the next one, won't it?
we want open world Mario, don't we? That's what we
Yeah,
want.
we
We
do.
want
Still
Mario
though-
running around Arkham City. Is what we based it on.
Now that Mega Man trailer though, for Smash.
I saw
Brothers.
Mega
Yeah,
Man was in
so
Smash Bros.
good.
Now it's brilliant. Not only has he got all the weapons, but the
Music.
Mega Man 2 music's playing, and it looks.
I love the effect when he dies off the edge of the screen, because that's what I'm used to in Mega Man games is dying, so I recognise that effect quite a lot.
I thought you would. But yeah, we also play Pikmin 3, but I'm not a Pikmin fan. So I'll tell you what I am a fan of though, Wonderful 101, which is
Yes.
like Pikmin but with superheroes. Yeah, that's that game.
sell.
That game also 4-player, and like every time I'm going, I take it this isn't online, and they're like no. And you know what, Nintendo? For fuck's sake, guys! Like, you know, Mario 3D World. Do you know what would make it better? 4-player online.
Is it not online?
I couldn't
No,
believe
none
it,
of it's
yeah.
online. None of it's
Yeah.
online. Of course, it's all local.
That's
It's
what
like
I
they
saw.
still haven't. They don't
Christ.
get it.
Because that game has to be online.
Wonderful
That,
101.
that's what would make it feel so different, wouldn't it be? That online feels playing. and-
headsets and
Yeah,
like
it
a proper, and then you can go off on your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep the instead we're gonna have to stay in the limited 3D games like that tend not to work
It's
because
gonna
you have
be
to
so
stay
hard,
on
yeah.
the screen. One of
Oh
us,
my God.
if it always focuses player one, the other 3 players aren't going to enjoy it as much as player one, which means I won't want to play it with other people.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, local co-op is obviously good, and it should still happen
Yeah.
because it's disappointing
Alongside
when
it.
games don't have
Yeah.
local, because it's good. You know, you can't replicate that everyone on the same sofa experience. But Nintendo, like, well, first of all, if it was Galaxy 3 brackets universe,
Yeah. Yeah.
Steve would have bought a Wii U.
Yeah.
But you know, you'd be able to attract so many more people if you could play it online. It's just a missed opportunity. Mario Kart 8 is great though, although you know you can't really argue that it's got more casual. Like ask Nick Deering about it, he'll tell you. So if you're still a hardcore fan, if you're a Mario Kart purist, you know, with the old style of snaking and the tougher challenge, you're not going to be happy with this. But it's still like the go-to party game.
Are there-
And it looks. I was really impressed with the visuals on every Wii U game I played. Every single one. You know, Wind Waker HD as well.
Oh my
Because
God.
that
that
was
looks good.
when I watched the one thing I
too
watched.
Tingle
Mario,
TV tuner.
That was one thing I was a bit worried about because I looked in the Mario. Obviously, it wasn't the highest resolution, but it looked the same as Galaxy.
I got to say,
And I was like,
3D Mario World probably looked the weakest.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I thought they were showing a 3DS game.
Donkey
Yeah,
Kong, Donkey
that's
Kong
what I
Mario Kart, Bayonetta, and 101, and
Smash
Pikmin,
Brothers.
they all look
Smash
fantastic.
Brothers looked quite sharp as
Yeah, I
well.
know, but I didn't get to see that. Like,
So
like-
is
real life.
Mario Kart? Have they got like aeroplanes and all that?
yeah,
again?
okay. Mario Kart 8 has got the planes and the boats from 7, but it's also got the bikes from Wii, which is irritating because my cousin got really good with the bike and he's untouchable.
Oh,
Like
no.
Shadow in SSR1, if you get the hand of the Wheaties, you can't be touched. But you can also, for the first time, race on ceilings and
That
on
was
walls,
cool, yeah.
and your wheels kind of turn like
like-
sideways, like the DeLorean. It's awesome.
Toy Commander.
But once again, it looked
I'm gonna have to watch
really,
some videos. of
really
this.
good, really good.
Did look good. I was impressed. I again had a lot of good effects. Good water effects, good particle effects. All
Yeah, we didn't see any new weapons, unfortunately.
No
but,
new Metroid.
But one of the guys is like,
New Samus suit in Smash Brothers.
one
Just his
Sweet.
face
Not
just
what I
then.
want.
Retro said, by the way, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is retro again,
Yep.
and they know how to make games. If you've not played Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's out on 3DS as well, so you
The
got no
only game
excuse.
I'm
Pick it
playing
up.
on
It's
3DS at the moment.
Number
fucking
one
amazing.
selling game in Japan.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
And the new game, as hard. But like I
Yeah.
said, first HD Donkey Kong Country game looks absolutely gorgeous. As Mike said, Dixie returns, and I'm just a huge fan of it.
Every
I can't
cloud
wait to hear
on it.
that soundtrack. But yeah, the guy goes to me, and of course he's talking about Mario Kart features, and he goes, and most importantly, Waluigi's back.
Wow.
And I went, he wasn't in the last one. He went, no, Waluigi's back because fans were crying out for it. I was like, oh wow.
In what is that? Sorry.
Waluigi's back, everybody. Mario Kart 8.
Oh,
Steve,
awesome.
didn't you know he wasn't in 7?
I didn't know he was in any of them.
It was hilarious though.
I
'cause
don't. Was he in Double Dash?
when he first came around, I was
I think
like,
he might
this
be.
character's stupid. But then you're like, hold on. I think Waluigi might actually be genius.
Yeah, I think I get it.
Well, like
yeah.
how Luigi's genius.
No, Waluigi is genius. 'cause
Wario's obvious, but Waluigi is incredibly.
it's stupid and yet brilliant. Waluigi is great.
Like Jar Jar, well, he's like the video game Jar Jar, i.e.
A little bit.
genius.
No, he's more,
exactly.
I'm,
more likable than Jar Jar.
Very excited for Smash Brothers. It
Sorry,
was-
how can you get more likable than Jar Jar?
how, yeah, what are you talking about?
Some
you've
some
se-
other character who I don't care about is in
Smash Brothers has the Wii Fit trainer, as you obviously refer
is
to.
Animal Crossing and
She looks, but I mean, that's what I love. I saw someone was criticizing it, saying this is dumb. I was like, Smash Brothers always. I'm glad they're still putting in the most ridiculous character. Like
Yeah.
Game and Watch, like the most
Jigglypuff.
ridiculous, the Jigglypuff.
I was going to write
Seemed
an
ridiculous.
article about characters we don't want in Smash Brothers after we said wouldn't it be funny if Monita,
Yeah.
the annoying robot from Nintendo Land, was in it, but there weren't other there weren't characters as good as her to put in that article, so I just sort of
I text you some.
yeah, I know it was good, but it wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
It was only 3. So then I was like, characters we do and don't want, and I'm like, yeah, we've got a pack.
It's the Animal Crossing villager in
Oh, that
Smash
was
Brothers. That
awkward
really
for me.
surprised me.
Not
I
the
don't
little dog.
I mean, I've never
I
played
like
as
him.
Animal
The actual
Crossing.
villager.
Everyone goes on there and being like the greatest villains in game history.
I kept thinking of the
Little
cartoon
dog.
characters
You
from
don't think a duck
Moonwalker
hunter?
when I saw that one.
No, a little dog that like comes around and he's like basically the landlord, and he comes and tries to revenge.
KK Slider.
KKK.
Yeah, everyone
KK Slider.
everyone goes on about. He's like, oh, he's such a. I thought he'd be in it. Maybe he'd be the final boss.
Maybe.
Mega Man, as obvious and as wanted as he was, though, it wasn't necessarily going to happen because
It's a good one, isn't it?
Inafune is not part of Capcom anymore, and Mega Man was sort of shat upon a little bit in
A little bit.
Capcom. Which one is it?
20
Tekken
oh.
cross Street Fighter or Street Fighter cross
When
Tekken.
he's a big fat original
Yeah, he
box
was
tech.
he was box art Mega Man, and at first you're like, oh, that's pretty funny, but then you're like, actually, wait a minute, Capcom are doing this despite Inafune, so that's not cool.
Where the
But-
fuck Street Fighter X Tekken, the other one?
That's
nobody
been
cares.
delayed, isn't
No,
it?
I bet it's done. What were you saying about? Yeah, Mega Man fits in really well.
He does perfectly with the anthropomorphic universe.
Sure, yeah.
Well, cartoony. Unlike
Yeah, Pabra. Nothing really
Pabra's
fits,
roster,
nothing
which was
fits.
kind of all over the place, like
Yeah.
Drake and who's that little cat? That little Japanese cat in Pabra.
Toro.
Fat
Yeah,
Princess.
you're like, that's a bit weird. Yeah, that
You
was
could have had half and half in two
Kratos
different
versus Fat
fights.
Princess.
Whereas in the Nintendo universe,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Snake's the one who sticks out. Arguably.
But that was what's cool about him is he.
Like Sonic was perfect, wasn't he?
The
No,
thing,
yeah, with Mega Man, he has no punches or kicks, so his smash is his
blaster.
regular attack is just fired
Yeah.
little Mega Man balls,
He's got roll.
Mega Man
and then
balls.
his smash attack is just a charge and power. up and
I'm really
release.
good at Mega Man games. A lot better than Mac. I found out the other day.
Oh, you definitely will be. Yeah.
Well, Mac,
I'm
like, I found,
legitimately
it's weird
awful.
because like Mac obviously just goes to me, oh, Demon Souls, piece of piss. Anyone can do it, and I find it impossible. And then Mac told me
Yeah,
the other day,
anyone can do Demon Souls when you've done the same level 93 times
like
in a
him-
row, and you're like, I'm good at it now.
him and Rathbone were
93
both
times
like,
for you.
oh, it's so easy.
It
Yeah,
is
after
easy.
10 hours,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you find it so comfortable. And like 20 hours in, I was terrible at it still. But then Mac said to me the other day he didn't get through one level in Mega Man 10, which
No.
I completed. So I was like,
What's wrong with you?
booyah.
Because that was retro sort of hard. It was
Oh, you mean actual hard?
Mac, you sound
Yeah,
like me
old
right
school
now.
hard.
But the point is,
Join me.
No.
Watch some videos.
I'd expect to be really good with Mega Man, but then I imagine it'll be a bit
I just
like
didn't give enough time.
Yeah.
I think.
Kratos in All Stars.
Yeah, not quite the same. Has one move the same, yeah.
It annoyed me.
Yeah.
I just didn't
I
keep
thought-
at it enough.
You'd think it would
Yeah,
translate.
you only played Pabra a couple of
Yeah,
times.
but I'd like to think I wanted to translate. I wanted
Yeah,
to be
there's-
as good with Kratos in that instantly
It
as I
kind
am
of did.
with
A lot of
God
his
of
combos are in there.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel
It just
the
doesn't
same.
play the
I think.
War. Because of the jumping.
I think that's
Yeah.
something else that
Yeah.
needs to that Pabra doesn't get enough credit for.
Oh, £85 for Crash Bandicoot. I don't know.
Well,
I still
that
owe
bet's
you
over,
money,
is
so I
it?
don't know if I've got.
Oh, for the yeah, you do, yeah.
I
Can
don't
you,
know if I actually
can
have
you
it
owe
with
Chris
me.
£5?
I owe
I
you
haven't got it,
£5 for
Debt's passed on.
the pub quiz entry, so keep
Cancelled
it.
out.
Yeah.
You won the bet though. No Crash Bandicoot for Pabra. I think
Definitely.
Pabra's done in the war.
Do you know
as well.
what? He needs to get announced in Smash Brothers.
That
That was the only other reason.
That
That was the only other reson why I was like, I've
only got
finished
3
the
on me,
article, so I
so-
did run out. of
The
time.
Naughty
Well,
Dog.
I owe Chris 5.
Did Naughty Dog not own the rights to Crash.
No, Activision.
No, Activision bought it and then buried it,
Which
and
they do. Not that I care about
No,
Crash
yeah,
Bandicoot.
yeah.
It's not like,
Crash would fit in perfectly as well.
Yeah, they would.
So fingers crossed for Crash, but yeah, Mega Man, very happy with that. Very happy with that. But yeah, Nintendo had a good showing actually, except I didn't get much hands-on with anything on the 3DS.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller from IGN.com, and you're listening to Ready, Game, Fire. Don't turn it off! Beyond!
Thanks for that, Greg. On Twitter, he's at GameOverGreggy. So yeah, when Sony dropped those bombs, didn't they? Those pre-owned gaming bombs. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I knew anyone who said I predict Sony are going to completely buck all of this and allow all these used games and all that shit on there.
I thought they'd still have something and then reveal that after the event and maybe have a little side thing and go, here's some shit. I never thought they'd go balls out.
It's
and just
insane.
Do
yeah,
another thing.
because Yoshida was
What
being
did they
very
reveal?
cagey about
So,
it.
Do they not talk about games in the office
oh,
anymore?
I don't like many people at work.
Is it the new breed of idiots?
They're really annoying.
He's in the corner as
Are
well
they?
now.
Hey guys, let's have all the break.
It is ridiculous.
All
Don't toss. The morning when
Go on, Steve.
the morning when Xbox news broke, I came in and they were all like running around, screaming about how exciting it is.
Sounds great.
I wanted to go home. I felt ill.
What do you mean?
I just chat to like people like Sparks and Phil now, and just like
the cynical
games are
ones.
shite.
The other old guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I don't watch E3 now. Cause
I looked
they're-
forward to it because I couldn't wait to put
They
out their little
scare me.
fires of hope when I got in.
You couldn't wait to put out.
Put out little fires of hope.
You want to put out his little fire.
I don't wait to get to work.
That's the
to
new
put out,
Cobra
mate.
unit
I do
name.
it anyway.
The little fire.
Cobra unit.
So so obviously Microsoft had a lot of flack for their Xbox One.
Yeah.
The fact that it has
Justifiably so.
the Xbox One,
big on.
As I
the new
wrote,
console.
in my opinion piece
Which
on.
I did read. And it was very good.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know if I talk about this enough, but go and read OXCGN. It's where it's
Kind of like the word oxygen.
Yeah. Apparently not the only one to do that because I spoke to the other guys there and they're like, yeah, other people do that as well. Because Mike went, it's like Mike goes, hold on, OXCG.
Well, you didn't,
Oxygen.
You didn't clock it. Early.
No, not right away. It's like the
Breathing,
the games
Oxy-
you breathe.
gaming, oxygen.
IGN.
Oh.
Iguana.
Igan.
But yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, this is the thing. This is why I had obviously assumed that Sony are just going to go down that line as well. Like PCs have been for ages. Like, it's all naturally heading towards. I don't mind DRM, battle piracy as much as you like. Piracy kills industries, but just don't tell me that I'm licensing something when I'm very clearly buying it. Microsoft, you know what I mean?
So,
I'm buying this game. I'm not licensing it. I want to play it in 10 years, 20 years.
So that's the primary issue. Is that the two big ones with Microsoft basically saying you won't be able to give away your game or sell your game unless you jump through a fuckload of hoops, which no one really understands. No one at Microsoft seems to understand. And the Xbox One, the other issue is that it has to connect to the internet every 24 hours.
And stupid name as well.
And a very stupid name.
Me and Mac actually we actually were having a conversation earlier, and I actually thought he was talking about the original Xbox, and he was talking about Xbox. So he said
silly.
Minecraft is coming to Xbox One, and I was like, that's fucking brilliant. That's so good. Releasing a new
And Dreamcast, are they bringing it to Dreamcast?
Perfect for it. And
That wasn't bullshit. That genuinely happened.
yeah,
as well.
I genuinely.
That's
We had a
outrageous.
nice. It took about a minute.
That's
or
the
two
thing, because
before-
people go, oh, it's not that stupid a name. And I went, yeah, it is, because they know that we all call the original Xbox One.
It's the
Yeah.
And
stupidest
that's
name I've ever heard.
got a new name for it, because I don't really like Xbone. I know it's very popular with everybody else, but I don't really like Xbone. There's Xbox OG,
Sure.
but I quite like,
Xbone.
and I haven't heard anyone else call it this
Okay.
yet, but I'm going to call the original Xbox Prime.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, I do
That's
like
where
that,
it all
yeah.
came from.
Prime.
Like Spock Prime,
for short.
Optimus
and
Prime.
Metroid Prime. All
And,
the best things are Prime.
Yeah,
But that wasn't the best Xbox, though.
other Xbox.
There was a good Xbox.
Remember me.
It was a good one. It was a good entry, and then 360 is a better one.
That's true.
Which everyone calls the Xbox, just to confuse everything. They got the Xbox, and now the Xbox One.
The biggest thing I didn't like that Microsoft were doing with this whole DRM thing is the fact I can accept DRM, but you go forward like 10, 20 years, and you can't do retro gaming on the Xbox One then, because those servers won't exist.
Yeah.
So you'll never be able to retro game on that console.
That's one of the points that Sony made.
Yeah.
And so yeah, exactly. Like we said, everyone assumed this is just what it's going to be, but no, Sony are like, you know what? We learned from 2006. Let's listen to people, and unsurprisingly, when they listen to what people want, it yields good results. You'd think it would happen more, but they're like, you know what, guys? Trenton, not treading on any toes. Oh, fuck's sake.
Treading on any toes.
Yeah, he didn't tread on any toes.
Nice.
He didn't tread on any toes. But I didn't say it right. But he's such a smug look on his face. And he's like, and one more thing. You can trade your games, sell your games, lend your games, and everyone's like, people were like, okay. So I was sitting next to Keza McDonald, IGN's UK game editor, and before the presentation started, we're chatting, and people are just like, woo, yeah, before it started, and she's like, oh, shut up, God, they're so, why are they making stupid noises? Yeah. And then at the end, when Sony were listening to all that used game stuff, she's going, woo. Yeah!
I thought you were going to say he was going to go, and one more thing. £350 and then just walk off.
They did pretty
well.
much.
Well, they did.
Right at the end, they then undercut the Xbox by $100.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So cheaper.
Good.
After everything.
Cheaper, and you can. But it's when they went, and you can keep your games forever.
Everyone seems to be saying they're going to go PlayStation.
People are fickle, aren't they? Yeah.
Which is why
so fickle.
I'm going Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox.
But this is.
I'm feeling
Xbox
Xbox
fun.
I'm feeling a revolution.
Are people going to be fickle about this fickleness? Are they then going to back out of this?
You like
dedication?
the little underdog.
Yeah.
You like the little part.
Should we go Xbox?
Microsoft little.
Should we go Xbox?
I already have.
I couldn't, man, because
Xbox One.
it just.
I
I personally
you get games with Xbox Live Gold now, don't you?
Yeah, two. You get Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
And next month, PS3s get Battlefield 3.
You can get Fable 3 now as well.
Oh, really?
Start of next week.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
And I think I've got no problem again with DRM. Like you say, and all these conspiracies about how the Kinect's always gonna be on, it's gonna spy on me. Shut up! Stop being mental.
Yeah,
the issue.
But people need to actually make. Yeah, but you say that, but I actually think it's a genuine concern.
Oh really?
I'm not too worried about it, but internet privacy is a genuine thing, and there aren't, like the internet, it's still so new that there aren't enough rules and laws in place. And that's a good thing, because the internet is a nice uncensored place that you can go if you want to look at animals getting molested.
Sure.
But on the other side of the coin, it's like privacy laws on the internet for this kind of thing aren't really there yet. So technically, Microsoft can listen and watch us all the time.
Just
Matt?
turn it round.
No, then they'll
The camera though.
I had a great conversation with someone at work who's he's adamant he's getting the Xbox One, and he's like, I don't give a shit what anyone's saying. I couldn't care less if Kinect starts fucking recording whilst I'm sitting there wanking off or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, lovely. It's lovely image. Get a friend request from that individual.
That's the problem.
The issue is, been since the start of this, has been Microsoft's communication, and the fact that their attitude sucks.
Hey guys, all right.
Don't deal with it.
Oh, you want to play offline? We got something for that.
The greatest comment I've ever.
It's called the Xbox 360.
Have you watched the interview? It's because he's
it's
really annoying. It's not
So
like
pissed off.
we've got a product for those people.
What's everyone's
We've got the Xbox
problems?
360. Yeah, what he really is.
Then did you see
genuinely
Jeff's response as well? He's like, so that's your message. Stick to the 360, and he's like, no.
Yeah,
That's great though. It's like
fucked up.
I take
all
it.
the new games coming out on the 360 as well. Then
it's
I
crazy.
take it you guys have seen that PlayStation, how they share your games.
Yeah.
Step
that was
one.
amazing. Share your game.
Who was that? Shuhei.
Shuhei and
Trenton.
Director of
Trenton,
Worldwide
it was
Studios. No, he's
Andrew House.
the.
did they?
Who was the other guy? It was Andrew House. It was
He's
the
the vice president of fucking indie
Bucket.
gaming something.
Oh yeah,
Other.
acquisitions
I
of
don't
new
remember
indie games.
his official title.
He
but
seemed cool. That best
He's
thing again.
relatively new,
Following that, on,
We've only got the absolute experts on Ready Game Fire.
following that on Twitter was great because you follow the Twitter feeds, everyone's going nuts about that, and then suddenly in between people going nuts about what's happening on E3, then suddenly get the YouTube link being retweeted.
Steve.
I love social
It was
media.
PlayStation 4's guide to sharing games. Step one, and one guy just hands the other guy a game, and then it says the end.
I did hear about it, but I just assumed it was like some kind of internet thing. I didn't realise it was the
official,
actual.
and it went live at the exact moment
Spot
that
on.
they revealed it in the show.
They're being so cheeky. They're being so cheeky.
like-
It's good. That's what I like.
really good.
An aggressive Sony
we
is
do what
always
Nintendo
interesting.
don't. It's like that all over again.
Yeah.
But also, they're talking about it's the third console curse for Microsoft, and but it is interesting how I wouldn't say they've swapped roles because you can't really say that. Oh God, do you remember when Microsoft were that? Everybody's best friend of a company who listened and cared.
Sure.
But at least Sony have Look at the PS3 reveal.
Yeah.
They've completely swallowed their pride. They weren't arrogant. They've listened to what gamers want. But you just can't underestimate how opposite.
money.
They've lost their vision. I hear what you're saying.
How opposite it is for.
I've got. That's why I'm going Xbox.
Yeah. Sony. It's like
back your own. Fuck them. What do
stick
the public know? Nothing. They want Wii
Back
U.
the suits.
why don't you cave in and lower the price? Yeah.
They're all pathetic.
How could you give up on your
When
beliefs?
Love me.
When the PS3 was announced, it wasn't like this. It wasn't hatred. There was people going, nah, it's too expensive. There's not enough games. It was more like it was more apathy. That's what killed the PS3 I think at the start.
There's the arrogance of Sony as well. Like David Reeves, he was like, "We don't care about the price because we're going to sell 2 million units regardless."
And they did.
It's like what a shitty attitude.
Like I've said though, like I was just about to say though, you can't. It's really opposite land for us with the mainstream gamers because they're all going to me. Why are you so down on the PS4? The new Xbox looks great. So again, Microsoft, they're pissing off their core gamer audience, but it doesn't really matter because those Call of Duties are still going to buy Call of Duty Ghosts, aren't they? And they're not going to lose, and all they're going to do is attract more mainstream people, and they're not going to lose anybody. So, well, I mean, to be honest though, they are losing people. They are losing core gamers.
And the question is, the good point people make is that, but then do they miss that initial groundswell of people who buy consoles day one? If they haven't got the dedicated dedicated fans, who's going to buy it day one to tell people it's good?
I think they'll have a slow.
Slow burn.
Attach rate.
But
Definitely.
it'll just be like the PS3 reverse. Like I say, it'll just be slow start.
Yeah.
But if they start off at this level, remember Xbox 360 came out with some amazing, well, maybe not on launch because
I couldn't play. I couldn't play them.
King Kong.
My console. My first Xbox. My first 360 broke in the first week.
Sure.
Wow.
I'm on my 7th.
Imagine if the Xbox One now has like a hardware issue as well.
I was talking about this the other day.
It does have a hardware issue. It's badly
3
designed.
USB ports though. It's not enough.
It's not enough. Use the Rock Band adapters. I'm going to use those forever.
I don't have one.
How many does PS4
'cause it
have? I
was
don't think it had that many.
3 as well.
Yeah.
It's not enough, is it?
How many's on the PS3?
It's got less and less, isn't it?
Less.
PS3
Started with
started
four.
with 4. No,
That's
5,
now-
because it had one
Oh,
at the
yeah,
back.
And now it's 2.
They are getting smaller though,
That's true.
and they're massive, aren't they? USB.
So yeah, I mean,
What do you Sony fanboys, Mike and Mac, think of the shape of the PS4?
Ugly.
You don't like it?
No.
I don't dislike it.
What do you want then? What did you want?
Some personality to
Yeah,
it.
you see all
Oh my
those. Today
God.
I saw again, just was googling
Big
PS.
smiley face.
Personality. It's a plastic box.
It still needs personality.
It's got enough. It's got a
Go back
subtle
to those
slant.
old
It's
consoles.
minimalist. It's minimalist and
Compared
it's
to the
slanted.
PS2, as long as there's images, always it's got a little blue light around the middle. As long as that
Almost
lights
nailed
up.
it. Just make it look exactly like the PS2. I'd love that.
Here's the
retro,
PS4
just-
2.
Just go back to the old console and you can see they all have their own personality almost to their
I
shape
agree
and
with you.
it's
I agree
unique.
with you. But they were
This
made in
is
the
the-
80s and 90s when
PS3
that
doesn't
was.
have
No.
a personality.
Well,
Well, at least it was
it's a monolith.
In the 80s and 90s though. That's I mean, look at the N64. But I mean, that's not what's ergonomically trendy these days. It's less is more, and it's minimalist. And
It's iPhone.
they're actually the same. They're actually around about the same size. I got to say, which you don't think, because the PS4 looks so much smaller. But
and they both, yeah.
I love the slant. I think that's so cool.
I think it's cool. Because that's different.
And I'm glad you can stand it up because I need to. I've run out of shelf
Yes,
space.
is the stand. Yeah, I don't know, you wouldn't have seen it, I guess, but I guess the stand's got a slant in it to put it in. That's going to be
I've
like
got-
a jigsaw. For some reason, they've both gone with half matte, half polish.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually quite similar at the end of the day.
Which kind of sums it all up, really. They are similar with just slightly different, dramatically different attitudes towards core gamers.
The thing I did like about the design though is because it hasn't got any sort of weird grooves on it. It's not going to be any dust settling into it eventually,
There's
which always
grooves.
annoys me.
There's grooves.
Not much though. It's like just that one where the disc
There's
goes
grooves.
in though.
Like I said, they're actually remarkably similar looking, but there's grooves in both, definitely.
Well, I mean, the PlayStation conference, I was happy with.
Yeah.
Mainly because that moment. I think the problem
Not enough Vita.
Not
there
enough.
was-
And
there
then
was
maybe that was smart as well. They did a good bam PS3, bam Vita, and onto it. And a bit of TV.
Killzone's awesome. Killzone
It looks
Mercenaries
good,
is so cool.
Oh yeah,
What's
I
that
think
on?
they got a Vita.
It's going to be the only good Vita FPS, yeah.
I was getting excited for today actually because someone was asking me
Uncharted
about.
something.
Someone asked me about Batman Origins.
Batman Oranges. Oranges.
Batman Oranges, and I was like, you know what? If that PS4, if the Vita version and the 3DS version are even half as good as like a Shadow Complex or some new Metroidvania game, I'll be.
Oh, are they going 2D on that? Are they?
Yeah, 2.5.
I can tell you about it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I played it.
Play Vita.
Yeah, played the Vita version.
Super Metroid.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, no, it really is Arkham, but just locked to a 2D perspective.
Wicked.
But the combat works, and again, it's more the people who used to work at Retro who aren't there anymore. So it's got
Nice.
Metroid Prime people working
Oh
on
no
it too.
way.
But it looks. I was worried that the Vita version might be gimped because it might be ported from the 3DS.
Yeah,
but
they
it looked
actually different.
Looked great.
Awesome.
Well, I didn't play the 3DS version, but the Vita version looks great. Arkham Origins itself is more of the same, because it's not Rocksteady doing Arkham Origins, it's WB Games Montreal, so they haven't fucked around with it, which is smart, I think, because they don't want to mess it up. But but it's 2 times the size of Arkham City, and the crime scene mode is really cool, because like Batman, he walked up to this helicopter, and you turn on detective mode, and you can kind of like rewind time in like a virtual recreation of it, so you can scrub, like, so you rewind time and you see the helicopter like fly into the air, and you see like a rocket hit it, and you're like, okay, where did, you know, like when you're following Deadshot's bullet trails, it's like that, and you're like, you find where the rocket hit it, and then you can, and then by using the video scrubbing feature, you can see where the tail of the helicopter is, and you go and find the tail.
When's that supposed to be on?
October.
And is that just
that's current consoles?
Cool. There's more new enemy classes. Unfortunately, they were like, okay, here's a brand new enemy class, the martial artist, and they're like, these guys can reverse moves like Batman can, and it really mixes up the flow. But unfortunately, it sort of didn't. It really broke up the flow.
Yeah.
How do they deal with jumping over them?
Yeah. Well, they were like countering each other, and then it kind of stopped, and they were both looking at each other. But I mean, that's a nitpick.
As a martial artist, I can say jumping over you does throw you off.
Oh, wicked!
So,
yeah.
There you go.
That sounds
again, like your girlfriend. We've heard a lot of talk about you doing martial arts, but
I've seen
a true martial artist doesn't exhibit.
yeah, it's convenient, isn't it, Mac?
That's the way it is.
That
you learn
sounds
so that you don't need to use it. That's the way it is.
terrifying.
Yeah, is it?
That video scrubbing thing sounds. I played it actually before Last of Us came out. I was playing Remember Me. And the one cool thing about that game is it does have a similar thing, which is that it has you have to talk with someone's memories.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of the Metroid guy.
Remember Me?
Remember Me.
How do they call that game?
Yeah, Steve also just suggested him as a bad / best ever Smash Brothers character edition ever.
Yeah,
remember me, man.
Don't know his name.
And,
but you know, it looks good. Yeah, it's sort of like more of the same. It's sort of like Bioshock 2 to your Bioshock. You know,
this
is not in no
kind of unnecessary, but we still enjoy it.
Yeah, but unlike Bioshock, which was a unique beast, I think Arkham City could be replicated by another studio.
Yeah. Plus, there's already been 2 anyway.
Yeah, and I mean no disrespect by that.
No, I know.
But now I'm trying to figure out how I don't mean it, because that sounds disrespectful.
You do, but it's an easier template to follow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and so
better games.
So they did. I mean, the Sony conference. They did blast through the Vita and the PS3, and then their TV and film stuff, which to me implied they were kind of hinting at like, yeah, we can do a Halo tie-in thing as well. And I never thought about this, and
here it comes.
cut it out if you want, but yeah, Uncharted TV show would be cool. It's cool. And any first party TV. Imagine if they were forgetting about films now.
Halo's not Halo. You can watch off Xbox One though, so.
Wait,
what's the point?
Off Xbox One through your Freeview box plugged into your Xbox One.
Yeah, but you don't need to watch it on Xbox One. Is my point.
The TV series one. It's coming out on Blu-ray disc, isn't it? So you could technically just watch it
on
PS4.
Yeah. You can. Also, you can plug it.
They didn't allow
You can plug your PS4.
That's what I've got a ban.
Oh my god!
You can plug your PS4 into your Xbox.
Yeah, because
and say Xbox.
PS4.
Fire up PS4.
Play good games.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Actually, this is actually the good point. So this is the thing that was surprising watching the PS4 conference was that I think everyone's agreeing the breadth of games shown on the Xbox conference were actually better and possibly more interesting and newer as well.
Yeah, but we only got the order. What was it, 1880?
Yeah, 1886, which looks very cool.
Yeah.
But
was it Ready at Dawn?
Dawn,
God of War 1 and 2 on Vita.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
No games, Mac. Hey.
Final Fantasy 7's on there as well.
Walking
I
Dead.
am waiting for Fantasy 10
Walking
on
Dead.
Vita.
Walking Dead's coming
Walking
out.
Dead 400
with
days.
new trophies, yeah, and
It's
Walking
coming
Dead
out
400 days. Have you
July.
played? Did you ever play Walking Dead? Steve? You never played it.
No, I didn't quite get there yet.
Wow.
Oh, when I start playing
you?
To the Moon again, you'll start playing Walking Dead, yeah?
Sorry?
When I start playing To the Moon, you'll start playing Walking Dead, yeah?
What's To the Moon? Oh, I've got to hear this. Go on, Steve.
Steve's game
Little
of the year,
PC.
right?
So what is it? Not even shapes this time, just abstract colours.
It's like a nice little story. It's a nice little story game.
Get Thomas to the moon.
It's sort of a Final Fantasy.
No, it is.
It's not.
It is Final Fantasy style graphics, but lovely
Honestly.
charms. It's more of an interactive story than gameplay.
No, that's Walking Dead, mate.
Yeah, it is Walking Dead.
Get off your... Stop it. Stop trying to impress Rathbone with your every waking hour.
Here. Don't listen to
Do you
them.
think he'll be listening?
Yeah, and he'll be like, I taught that boy well.
I thought that boy well.
Speaking of turn-based combat, South Park Stick of Truth. Now,
There's no turn-based combat into the Moon. No combat.
I thought you said it was like
It's like Final Fantasy, but without the combat.
there's
one
the
hilarious bit where
text.
you get into like a fight. You're with these two little kids walking around. And there's like, and they're like let's play adventure, and it's there's a little squirrel. It's like it's a squirrel boss, and you go and like you're in front of the squirrel, and you can press like attack or whatever, and if you press whatever you press, the little kids go, "What the hell are you doing, squirrel?" And the squirrel runs off, and you're like, "But I thought we were playing," and like, "You're wrong, you're weird." And that's just what happens.
That's good stuff.
And that's the only combat in the game.
So have you? Oh, sorry. Side note, have you played Thomas Alone's now?
No, you see, kind of like you in Metroid Prime, except not at all. I've always associated like portable gaming with, listening to my Walkman separately.
Sure.
And I said Walkman for a reason because it used to be like Mario Land with separate music. But now portable gaming is the same as console gaming, and you need to listen to the sound. And I wasn't in the mood to play a game. I didn't want to listen to Danny Wallace's thing because I was playing Guacamelee and listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
So I carried on doing that.
Right.
So no, I still haven't played Thomas Was Alone, but it's ready on my Vita.
Stick of truth, I mean, do you reckon I'd like it?
Probably not.
I'm still a bit.
Well,
No.
because it's made by Obsidian though.
He doesn't
Yeah.
like South Park.
No, but I like bits of
He
stuff.
does not like South
No,
Park.
I've been in,
Moans about it a lot.
only the really
No, he doesn't.
extremely sick bits of it. That's the only one that throw me off.
It's gonna have a fair bit of it.
Yeah, it's a
No, but
computer
Mike's
The trailer
sensitive.
itself
Mike's
is
sensitive
fine.
lad.
I'm sensitive,
I'm like, Mike, do you like that mashup album I gave you? And he went, yeah, but there's some of the hip hop lyrics are really aggressively sexual. So he's just a little bit of a sensitive Sally.
I mean, how does it play? 'Cause I still have no idea.
I gotta say, well,
really.
the latest South Park season has been delayed because Matt and Trey are so hands-on with the game. I mean, it's like,
the best thing
everybody
you can
says this. It looks so good that it looks like an episode.
Yeah.
It looks like you're in an episode. What I will say is that in the section that we were shown, I was like, wow, your character is the new kid, and obviously you can make him at the start to look whatever you want, but he's a dragonborn and he does dragon shouts, but they're farts.
Yeah, I thought.
And I was for a while I was like, God, there's too much farting in this. But at the end you battle Cartman and they have like a Dragon Ball Z fart where it's like they're both firing at each other and they're like huge fireballs and like builds and it just explodes. But it was really funny, like all the dialogue, it's not like all the South Park games back in the day. It's not like the N64 South Park game. It's
I
like
like that
it's
one. You can throw the
snowballs.
yellow snowball at each other.
yeah, it's not like
I liked it. I was
Chef's Love Shack or South Park Rally, but yeah, I mean the only thing I would say is that Butters swears in it, and you're like, Butters doesn't swear.
That's not right.
But no, but I mean, there's loads of great references, like you fight Stan and he summons Sparky, and so it's really cool, and the dialogue made me laugh, like Cartman saying, "Don't let Car Jew wash you, new kid. Jew wash you, not brainwash." But yeah, I think we should all play it again though. No multiplayer because you're the new kid and you're fighting alongside Butters. And I'm like, this would work
You
great.
could take that online, just fought each other's new.
That
I
would've
know,
been great
I
online.
know, but it's I'm really looking forward to it. And what the fuck was I gonna say? It's like the sort of turn-based combat which I like. I mean, obviously, I don't write off turn-based combat if it's the right game. I'll play it, but it's like Mario.
But you won't play
it's
the
like
original.
it's like Paper Mario, Steve. You can press the attack button at the right time to increase your attack. What do you say, Mac? But I won't play
You won't play the original turn-based game.
that?
Inventor.
Pokemon. I
Final
played
Fantasy.
it,
Final Fantasy.
I'm
mate.
sure there's earlier games than that. I'm gonna
Wake up,
say.
man.
Final Fantasy.
Dragon
Final
Quest.
Fantasy 1.
Final Fantasy.
1987.
Final Fantasy shit.
Yeah, Pong. was
I told you
Oh,
anyway.
that's
I told you
shit.
anyway. That's the one that I've got. That's the one that I've got
You
on my
don't
Game
play
Boy.
it. You don't play it.
I have played it a little
Have
bit.
you completed the first Final Fantasy?
Nah.
Ah, in your face.
Mac, I
I
told you,
never said I
mate.
completed all.
Like the
Yeah, you
re-
did.
No, I didn't.
Not even the first one. He's completed the first Uncharted.
Yeah,
I loved
and the
it.
first
Same
flower.
thing, innit?
Can I say that I like the rest of the world. Like the rest of the world, I'm waiting for the Final Fantasy VII HD remake, so I can see what's going on, and then I'll play it.
Which it won't happen, sadly.
Well, I know it will. It is sad because Square Enix are going to run out of money and go bankrupt because they're too Japanese and
Too
stubborn.
stubborn.
And
Well,
that is
Yoichi
it's the
Wada-
Japanese ethos. As much as the Japanese love the West, they're so stubborn with their own ways, and it is so evident with Nintendo at the moment. Oh my good God. Oh my good God! Imagine if Virtual Console games had trophies.
Yep.
Steve, replaying Super Metroid with trophies.
Imagine
You know,
Nintendo stopped making consoles.
Yeah.
Greatest publisher. in
How
the world,
much?
that
How
way.
much?
It would be the greatest publisher.
How-
Zelda on PS4, top selling game right there.
No.
Yeah.
Think about this: Mario Xbox exclusive, Zelda PS4
Oh.
Metro
would be
Prime,
too
PS Vita.
exclusive. No, Metro Prime goes on mobiles. The new Metroid's only mobiles.
And wherever you turn the
But Google Play Store
iPhone,
only.
you can
But yeah,
shoot that way.
like, because you mentioned this a while ago, and obviously when you still play the consoles, but now I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Nintendo just make games.
Yeah.
Don't worry with consoles. Because yeah, if Zelda came out on PS4, greatest thing ever.
It'd be amazing.
But yeah, just back to Wind Waker HD for a second.
Wow, we've jumped right back.
First of all, you got a camera on a right analog stick,
There's
and
a new boat,
it works great. But yeah,
New boat.
Yeah, you can get a new boat.
Whoa, DLC.
there's
Have you heard about this?
a Tingle through Tingle's bullshit. You can post pictographs you take on the Wii Universe, which I like back in the day was when I was still my young gamer self, and I used to take so many pictographs, like risking your life to whip out the camera when you're fighting a boss, just so you can get a little 3D model of it afterwards.
Have you heard about
I
the
never
boat?
did that.
I had not heard about this one.
Oh, so
you
like,
take pictures of Wind Waker.
Yeah, you get a
Yeah,
pictograph,
pictograph.
and you can take a picture of
Never did it
enemies.
in
Because you
combat.
find this guy, and he's like, "Oh, if you bring me pictures of stuff, I'll turn it into a figure." Because I remember I got Phantom Ganon, and I was well proud of
Never
that.
did
I was
that.
impressed
That's cool.
with that. Never did that. Yeah.
These guys like the picture of me in the Zelda boat.
Very good.
There's a new boat. So he was like, he
But he's got a new
him-
boat.
Him.
was like, like sailing's slow. Well, to combat that, you can unlock a boat, which probably means you have to like go around like doing all these.
Who's this, Leo
like,
Payne?
playing hide and seek.
Oh, I think they said that you
No,
could
no,
get
this
le-
is like the guy, E.G. Unama, whatever his
I
name
think they
is.
said that you can get, I think they said you can get it
Attempted
later
name.
in the game. I think
Oh,
you
right,
still have to go through a bit of the old.
But I wonder what the new boat's gonna look like, because obviously it's still
It's
got
gonna be the
to have-
Queen.
Was it the Red
Queen
Dragon
Alliance.
Balls?
Yeah, it's a
But it's gonna
floating
be
Goron.
It's gonna be like a blue one or a
Probably,
dark black one.
It'll be just the same one, but just blue.
But yeah, he'll be
It's so sharp.
quicker. He'll have. I hope he has like a motorboat on his back.
That'd be quite funny.
Like the
But we were talking about the Sony
me
conference.
not checking off another guy from. Yeah, but Wind Waker HD looks so sharp.
It does,
It
it
sliced
does.
my eyeballs open. Yeah.
They
And
didn't.
so the one thing, just to finish off that point, that was just that it was strange that by the end of it, the biggest talking point from E3 was games were kind of forgotten about, and it was all about who won
New
this
boat.
kind of who won this new boat debate, who won this standoff of features of the console, which is cool, but I do feel the games were marginalised a little bit,
That
and that's probably because actually the games weren't that impressive.
Was that not inevitable though?
That always
Two
happens
new
at E3.
consoles having a big
you think?
sort of
Anytime
fight?
there's a console unveil, it's always the next thing. It's like which console
But they're never
maker
usually the
won,
battle. It's
Sega
never
or
that battle
Nintendo,
though, is
and-
it? Not with PS3 and
I
Xbox.
think you guys
Yeah,
are,
it
for
was
some reason, forgetting about Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare.
I was actually impressed with that.
That was spit in my beer, man. What about Peggle 2?
And Plants vs Zombies 2. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be
Holy
a
shit.
good year.
Peggle 2 was such a little tease. I mean,
Did you
people
play it?
went mad. No, it wasn't there.
Oh my
But,
god, the hope in your voice. Did you play
Garden
it?
Warfare, people
I
are like,
could
oh,
hear it.
It looks. I think it looks mad.
oh, it's become a third-person shooter. What a surprise! But seeing that little helicopter like onion thing,
Haven't
I
seen
actually
this
like
yet.
You gotta watch the video. It's. I don't understand what it is. It's mental.
it's cool.
I do like
It's
it.
crazy. The little pea shooters are hopping along, and
Yeah.
it's
Do you reckon
just.
Peggle's going to go first?
Think
I
of
hope so. I think
think
I'll
of
go in RTS.
TF2. That'll be the closest you can get to it at the moment. It's very similar to TF2.
Yeah, and it's
unfortunately.
wacky, the kind of third person.
TF2.
Well, it's first person.
You're not typing, Mac. You say TF2. We have to
TF2,
ask
man.
you what that is, and you make it longer.
All PC gamers know what TF2 is. Okay, keep up, bruh.
Yeah. So how come you know about it?
Because I've got a PC that I play every now
Yeah,
and
we've all got
What's
PCs,
with the
but
voice, Mac?
then. This is my PC
smelling
elitist
his own
voice.
farts.
Yeah.
But
The other.
so how many players in Battlefield 4 though? Huh?
64.
You loving that?
No, I mean this is the other big.
If they do hold it,
No, you're not
64.
loving it.
The focus on first-person shooters was still a little bit aggressive, especially Microsoft still.
Because it's
Having
still the
those
most
exclusive
popular
shooters
gen
still-
at the
Tower defense games
It's
there.
the only
Why?
genre there is, guys. Come
I
on,
hope it-
wake up.
I hope it goes away soon. Because I don't know. I mean, Killzone does look great, but I'm still not excited to play.
What's next though?
Dunno.
Petal flying simulations. I don't think they're going to
I'm
take over.
disappointed in Xbox for not like having like an Indiana Jones style game.
I've,
out.
I've lost them.
Just like any kind of Uncharted rip-off. Just be like, better.
There was no
Kinect-
Uncharted there.
Kinect makes it better. Look at the box.
What about Star
Says on the
Wars?
box.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh yeah, that was a good little
To be
tease.
fair, there should have been more Star Wars stuff at the EA press conference.
That was crazy.
But
It's
the
still
tease,
coming, I
the
guess.
tease was great. And then MCV UK go, oh, that Star Wars teaser excited the nerds there.
The thing
It's
that
like, the
made-
nerds?
Star Wars is for
You're,
everyone.
you're supposed to be the video game trade magazine guys.
The thing that made me surprised is the fact that they announced
Home
that,
of the nerds.
that DICE Studio was doing it. DICE are incredibly busy. They've got
What did you
Mirror's
say?
Edge-
Studio?
DICE Studio?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
the
we say studio, don't we, in England?
Studio.
Why does Chris Evans spell... I seriously was losing...
really
you know
obvious.
what I'm like with grammar.
it's
I'm
mum.
losing my shit. Well, I mean...
It's Americanism. It's not.
But
grammar.
Chris Evans is like, oh yeah, I spell it mom and pronounce it mom. Like M-O-M.
He maybe,
And I'm
maybe,
like...
maybe he had
So do you
American
sometimes.
influence. No.
All the time.
That's just... what? He was like, oh yeah, I just do it the American way. Do you? Why?
I used to do that when I was trying to learn
I
English.
feel like it must.
Don't say that to
When
Mum.
when you mentioned it to him, even on Facebook, I still got the impression he was kind of like a bit taken aback, just because I feel the kind of thing like with
It should be, because it's
like
stupid.
Diplodocus.
Diplodocus.
Like
just
people say things wrong or differently, and they don't really realise it until someone calls one, and then they're
No,
embarrassed.
He went, oh, I've just always done it the American way. Oh, what, at school did you? You spelled it M-O-M?
I don't know.
Diplodocus is different.
Come on. That's
That's
just...
because it's Mac.
Cute Mac saying cute things.
Diplodocus.
Diplodocus. Don't watch your
He's not,
Development
he's not cute now, he's got that beard. Looks like a homeless.
Still the most adorable
So
guy at this table.
Does anyone feel like any of these games that shown at E3 kind of really encapsulate what you would feel next generation gaming's about?
Yeah! Shiny graphics.
4-player Mario.
To be honest, Watch Dogs still looks like the most innovative one to me.
Yeah, it's the most
boring.
Last year.
Like, it is last year. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's a year ago.
I could have told you
That's
about
the
that a
thing.
year ago, man.
But even some of that polish for me is starting to wear
He's,
off now.
he's right though. Mac's right though. I was worried that it was going to be modern day Assassin's Creed, but it's very clearly better than that.
Yeah,
thankfully.
Yeah, I mean that. I think the stuff in like Battlefield 4, the only thing that people were going on about it was that you were playing. I kind of half-watched the demo, but I think you were shooting around in this tower, made your way out of it, and as you got out, the whole thing then blew up and collapsed. That kind of stuff.
When they were in that building, I was like, this building's coming down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wanted them to stay in the building while it fell down, because I was like, that's going to look great. But the fact that they leapt out of the building, parachuted to the ground, turned around, and the building fell down, you're like, that's
I think
so
it was,
cool.
and then in
64 players as well.
yeah,
Though especially when
that was a multiplayer map as well.
they
That was-
revealed
that was in a
that they revealed
multiplayer.
that all those players.
Yeah.
They revealed that
So
like
that was why it was so impressive.
Something else that was
they revealed that all those 64 players were playing on stage at the same time. It was really cool.
Something else that was revealed that made me laugh.
Drake?
All the 360, all the Xbox One
That really
footage.
confused me to where Drake at
Oh, wait,
an
hold
Xbox
on.
conference.
Let me finish.
All the Xbox One footage was running on a PC that
Yeah.
was matching the PlayStation 4's power as opposed to the Xbox, and
No
they were all
way.
Nvidia
That was
cards.
cheeky.
So yeah.
Yeah,
And
they were
all-
the same graphics.
All
'Cause
Windows
what-
7 as well. None of them Windows 8.
Yeah.
So even Microsoft.
No,
had
because
chips.
not even Microsoft demo units have got Windows
Exactly.
8 installed on them. Jesus.
That was a bit weird. I mean, I know people usually
That's
fudge.
funny.
I imagine usually people do fudge demos at these events, but the fact that they were, trying to
Only
play
the
it off
fanboys.
this one.
It's like, Mike, stop fudging that Uncharted demo.
Disgusting.
No, Drake the rapper came out on stage and went, I'm a huge fan of FIFA. And then they gave him this huge sack of money on stage. And he,
Or LeBron James.
What's up, guys? I'm Drake, the American rapper. Let me tell you about FIFA. It's a soccer game.
Was
you, you all know David Beckham in LA Galaxy. Well, FIFA lets you play as him.
Was he trying to rhyme or something? Because I thought it felt a bit awkward.
To be
listening
fair,
him speak.
I thought he'd have more of an ego, and he was following Jesse Pinkman. Although, to be honest, Aaron Paul just comes out on stage and goes,
Whoa, Aaron Paul came out. I actually haven't watched the
did not
whole
see?
podcast.
Yeah. Aaron Paul goes, I was very close to Jesse. I was like, woo! But he went, what's up, guys? I'm a gamer. Oh, and I'm also in the new Need for Speed movie. Coming soon.
God, yeah.
See you later.
Amazing.
Great.
And the big trailer
Dressed
as
like
well
Jesse
for it.
was he? I hope not.
So, I mean, what have we all learned from
Talk
the
about Big
C3?
egos.
That there
Yeah,
aren't
there's a-
many. I don't know.
No, but new hardware is.
New hardware's
That's
exciting.
what you need to be excited about. What I must say, I didn't actually get hands-on with this, but the talking point was Oculus Rift because people.
I played it last week.
And what do you think?
It was really cool. It was.
That's what everybody was talking about. Oh, did you get to play it? Did you get to do the Rift?
So,
Did you do the Rift?
What is it?
So at the
Steve doesn't know what it is.
What is it?
So it's a big headset. You clip on your face,
Virtual
and
reality.
it augments your views.
Where did you play on
during
it?
the game at E2.
Where was Steambox?
They had the low res original model, so it was cool but quite blurry. But at E3 they had the HD super one. So yeah, it's a really big piece of kit. But I was basically playing TIE Fighter, but wherever I looked,
Yeah.
the whole world was there. So I was like,
Sounds expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like-
it's modern. It's like 21st century virtual reality.
It's not slick,
It's
is it?
what Sylvester Stallone uses to have sex with in
Or
Demolition
I remember
Man.
when
playing
Bart has that pool fight.
I remember playing a Bumblebee-looking game at Sega World. They did the same thing. You put on the headset, and then it
Yeah.
would turn. It would show you the top of the sky.
No, but I know, but that's what I did as well. But that's 20th century
Yeah.
virtual reality, where like you
just
play
thought
as
that.
you play as a polygon.
Pretty much.
And yeah, I mean, it was amazing at the time, but like
This was
everyone who'd got hands on with the Rift was like couldn't stop talking about it.
because it was so cool. So it was like imagine a TIE fighter, but you fly and then you dodge out the way of a missile and swoop underneath like a Star Destroyer. But you can look up as you're flying and you
Who
can see
makes
it.
the Oculus Rift then?
They're just
Oculus.
yeah, the guys who make it.
So it's not like Nintendo.
No,
They're
well,
not heading
maybe
the curve.
one
They
day.
haven't done it again, have they?
No, it's
Wii
basically a peripheral that all people are talking about. Does the PS4 spoil or the Xbox spoil?
I just imagine a lot of household
Wii U,
accents.
is
Like
it?
that.
Will the Wii U?
Is it 3DS?
I just imagine a lot of household accents, and you're trying to duck and you bang your head off a coffee
Yeah,
table or
exactly.
something.
Because you can get quite lost in it because it's it completely changes your entire field of
Sounds
vision.
interesting.
That's cool. The only thing I'd say, the only game that I thought looked quite next gen was Infamous Second Son. That was my favourite game.
What a
I saw.
surprise.
The demo they showed was wicked.
What a surprise! Yeah.
No, it looks
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, of course
I
it does.
like.
No, he's right though. It
Xbox
does.
One exclusive that was announced.
Did they show gameplay of Infamous? I
Yeah, have
didn't
you not
see
seen it? It's a really
No.
cool it's a really good demo. It just looks really
It's
cool.
hands
Like
off.
it looks
It was
as
hands
good
off, though,
as- that's a shame.
It's
It
not
looks
launch
as
day, is it?
it's launch window.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah, I like the
like
way
end of Q1.
going up the drain pipe,
Yeah, it
like
looks
a rat up a drain pipe.
it looks as kind of sharp as Watch Dogs, but it has a bit more mobility.
Hands on with Killzone though.
Is it, yeah,
Which
it's
one?
really good.
Shadowfall, and now that looks next gen.
Good.
It's just
Play
amazing.
well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does,
Right,
and
it plays
and the new triggers are fucking great. They are great.
Good.
Finally,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Has anyone Elite last week, but PlayStation have released this really cheesy video, but quite informative, demoing how the new interface will work and like how you can be playing a game, cut to the store, start download. You can like choose to download the single player or multiplayer bit of the game.
That's
cut
the kind of
back,
stuff that everything's
play it
going to do,
later.
though, and it's like
Yeah.
everything's going to be instantaneous, and you can bring up like a web page while you're playing a game, and yeah, they can both do that, and they're both like kind of chatting about it. But it's like, great, I don't really need to know about that, but. Yeah.
That's why I was glad they actually kept out the conference. But this video, you got to watch it. It's so shit.
What I do just want to say is, like, I mean, it was obviously, a long-time dream of mine to go to E3. I mean, it's a shame it wasn't Nintendo Space World back in 2000, but yeah, I mean, it was a dream of mine to go to E3, and what a first E3 to go to, the cusp of the new generation.
Yeah.
The fact that I was a member of the press. Because, you can buy tickets to go to E3. It's $800.
No way.
$800.
No way.
And here's the thing. You have to queue up for ages to get in to like see a game or to get hands on, and they can't get hands on with everything. A lot of it's secret for the press only. But there's a long line for Stick of Truth, and I went up there with the Australian PR guy, and he went, "We've got a VIP for South Park," and I went, "Yeah, cool, get to the front of the line." And I didn't want to look at the guys in the eye because they'd paid not only $800 to be there, but waited in ages, and I'm like, "Yeah, excuse me, I'm a special person."
So it wasn't like Eurogamer.
No, it's not like Eurogamer. Press pass actually means something out there.
forgot
But also, Eurogamer at least is a $5 if you just want to pop in.
That's true,
It's not $800. But I just want
Crazy.
to say, an honour to be there. Obviously, it was a whirlwind of a time, and I had a fantastic time. And thank you to OXCGN for sending me to represent them. It was a great honour and hard work, obviously, because you're running around like a mental case all day, and then you get back to, and then you have to kind of fend off all these after-show party invites because you're like, no, I've got to get back to my room to write everything up. So yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't change a thing.
Beautiful.
No, it was great, and
There's not many better E3s to go to.
Exactly,
Oh,
right.
God,
New
no.
console
It's
one,
quite a
isn't
historic
it?
one.
So yeah, it's time for Max the Question, where Mike asks Mac the question.
I feel like we should have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music or something.
I like the music we used for it. It's cool.
I put music on it before, didn't I?
Yeah, he did. It's cool.
One for one of them, yeah.
Both of them.
Was it?
We've only
it's
done
very
one
nice.
Max the
We've done
Question.
two.
Done two.
Oh, whatever. Who cares?
It's
not
with
it's
that
not- it's
enthusiasm.
not Back to the Future. I'm not interested.
There you go.
Oh,
So,
Max feature.
You got any things time 20 seconds with?
Yeah, I've got my
I'll
smartphone.
count.
Cool.
Someone I know who wrote a book about Street Fighter said he couldn't actually put this in the book, but so he found out a lot of information about the development time of the original Street Fighter. Apparently, they had a masturbation contest with the guys who worked there. Like they all would like try and see how many times they could masturbate during the working day. During the working day, they're like, "How many times did you manage?" And this is like.
It's big.
The Japanese, right? Button-down society, but they're all perverts.
Yeah, under the hoods.
All perverts.
Who would have thought from all those Japanese
Yeah.
games about
Yeah.
they're
Hentai.
perverts?
Hentai. Yeah, no crime, but Jesus Christ, they like behind closed doors.
Speaking of weird fetishes,
It's Max the
now you
question.
can ask Max some weird questions.
And then Dr. No. Go on.
All right, timer ready? Mac has 20 seconds
Is it
to answer
20
this
seconds
question.
per question?
It's long, isn't it?
All right. 3, 2, 1. Max the question.
Mac, which games publisher gave the best showing at E3?
EA.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
why?
it was an interesting one because they had a few different games. They showed us some surprises with Battlefront and Mirror's Edge. Obviously, everyone was.
Oh yeah, Mirror's Edge 2. Huge
And
news.
yeah, it looks good. And Battlefield 4 actually looks really good at multiplayer.
Next question.
Is the Xbox One too expensive?
In relation to PS4, it is, and there isn't much enthusiasm for Kinect, so they could have dropped that entirely and then lowered the price. I thought
The Xbox One, of course, is 450,
£430.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit too expensive in my eyes.
and the PlayStation 4 is.
£350.
Sweet. Next question.
Was it the right decision for Nintendo not to have a traditional conference?
Don't really care, to be honest.
Good.
Who cares? Next.
I just want a new IP from them, and they failed to deliver.
Asking too much, mate.
And Miyamoto himself said he'd like to do a new IP, yet he hasn't done one. So
They won't let him. Seriously, they won't let him. Next question.
Will any of the next-gen games shown at E3 win Game of the Year? You know, like MGS5, Watch Dogs, or Flower on Vita?
Definitely not MGS5.
I'd say I doubt Flower will be. MGS5 will probably be up there, but then something else will come out that year.
About Watch Dogs this year, or
Watch Dogs won't. Watch Dogs will probably sit around the 80% mark, but it won't win Game of the Year.
Titanfall. Next question.
with the announcement of Final Fantasy 15 and FF14 on PS4, is the Final Fantasy series back on track?
No.
It's got good potential.
Max the question.
Sorry.
Good potential because Tetsuya Nomura is involved, and last game he directed was Final Fantasy 7, and he'd done all the character designs for this, so it should be good.
I hope it's as good as that one that Kai reviewed for Bram Store.
Yeah.
Let's send it all.
Next.
Where was Kazurai at the Sony conference?
He's not there. He's too busy on Twitter. We heard all his
That's fake
his,
Kazurai.
That's fine. That's good enough to know Kazurai. Yeah, he's not there because he's too busy getting ready for TGS. That'll be his stages.
There we go, announcement. Did Microsoft show better games than Sony at their
No,
conference?
they didn't. None of them really looked next gen to me. Rise looked good, but they could have pulled it off on 360, and I don't remember that stupid landscaping spore-looking nonsense.
Spark.
Shit.
What? 3D Little Big Planet?
They were Fireball!
Yeah, mate. It
It
looks
looked
well
like,
shit.
looked like Fable and Big World, and that was it.
Next.
Will gamers get over all the Xbox One problems?
Yeah, it will still sell by the millions, annoyingly, but
Annoyingly.
Because fickle gamers still buy stuff
that's
they
the
hate.
thing, exactly. So it's just
And it really
fickleness.
is
People
rubbish
will
when
bitch
people
and
buy
moan, but if you think about it, we're quite lucky that we've only got fairly small topics to moan about.
Yeah, PC games have been doing it.
Our
for a while.
privacy and our right to own the things we own, they seem pretty big.
Next question.
Will Mirror's Edge 2 be a success?
It'll be a bigger success than Mirror's Edge 1, so it'll sell more than 1 million copies, but
Better reviewed, worse reviewed?
probably around the same, maybe. It sounds more ambitious because it's like an open world, so
I disagree.
it should get more fans.
Do you think taking Killer Instinct free to play is the right move?
I think taking it away from Rare was a bad move, so no matter what they do from there,
Rare are working on it, mate.
but not much.
No, but Rare are not Rare anymore, don't forget.
It looks like a bit of an abortion of a project. So,
That's just, once again, I've played it, it's good.
Sure. Mac, should Steve Mazzagatti be reffing UFC fights?
yes, he should.
Hell.
He's a good referee, and despite the scandals, I don't really agree with Dana White.
What are the scandals?
It's too long
That
to
what
explain.
MMA was interesting ones.
He's a
Don't
good referee.
understand this.
He's done some
Not
great
enough
matches.
still
so
chair
it'll be fine.
shots.
I don't. That's good.
Not enough top rope moves. What's going on? No one jumps off the cage.
Finally,
No TLC matches.
Mac, do you think E3 is still relevant?
Yes, it is. They've clearly shown it. It's, wasn't it one of the highest records for something? I'm not sure what it was, but yeah.
Attendees. There were a
Something like that.
lot of sites were saying they had
It
the
was
most
the
traffic.
most recent E3.
Yeah, that
Did
as
win
well.
that.
I believe it was. Yeah.
People give a shit. I mean, our Hooters waitress we had, she went, "Oh my god, you guys are so lucky. I would have given anything to be at that conference." She was lying, but I mean,
Yeah.
she still said
And
it.
it's boosted up pre-orders.
Yeah,
like
we
pre-orders
still need a big
PS3 and
venue for
PS4 are now
games.
massively because of that
So
conference.
wait.
Time.
Flower on the Vita.
Yeah.
Whoa. And you why bring it
Get
up
that-
then when?
Yeah.
Why wasn't that the first thing we talked about? I mean, it's gonna be weird you bawling your eyes out on a public transport.
Both said this.
Before we go,
that'll pay. See?
Dying Light was something that I saw that I knew nothing about
I've lost
beforehand.
track. Which one is it?
It's a first-person zombie 'em up, and it's made by the Dead Island guys, but it's actually really cool. It's
Is it
really
a
cool.
parkour one?
It's got free running elements in it, but
Is it as buggy as Dead Island?
I didn't see any bugs, but the first-person melee combat was really chunky and really visceral and really cool.
Dead Island had that.
And I know, but again, I'm saying this is actually good.
Good.
It's actually good, and not like good in like, oh, isn't Dead Island? Oh, look, it's trying.
I like the bits where it's not breaking over.
Yeah,
itself.
but yeah, Dying Light looks really cool, and it's got that whole thing that a lot of things have promised recently, where hey, one infected is like a threat, and it really is. Especially at night, they all like mutate into these super powerful things, and you've got to stay away from it. But it looked really cool. So I also saw that. I also saw Mad Max that I didn't know anything about beforehand. Yeah. Didn't know it was made by Avalanche. So it's
Did
like.
you see any footage of that?
It's like I saw.
Because I only saw the trailer.
Is it open world? It's open world.
It's Just Cause in the Mad Max universe.
Mad Max?
Yeah, you do. But controversially, he's got an American accent.
Oh, he's not Australian.
People are annoyed.
Australian, mate.
Well, after I'd run into Troy Baker and he very graciously did that excellent intro for us,
He's a great man.
he was then sitting in front of me when they were showing us Mad Max, and I tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, "Oh God, you're not in this game as well." And he went, "No, I'm just a fan." I went, "Good, because I don't really think you can out Gibson the Gibson." and he laughed because it was nothing vicious. I sent a note to my editor going, "Can I, like in my Mad Max preview, am I allowed to call Mel Gibson everyone's favourite drunken anti-Semitic?" And I didn't get a reply, so I just sent it, and it went up. So I'm not sure if he read that or not, but there you go. Yeah, so Just Cause, but Mad Max,
awesome.
with like melee combat sort of fixed, rather than going bad. No, whipping enemies in Just Cause. Like no. It's like the combat was awesome and the executions were cool, and it's all about upgrading your vehicle.
What planet was that next gen? I didn't see any details.
Don't
on
ask
that
me
at all.
questions. I don't know.
Isn't that surprising? So you played it, but you don't know what.
No, I didn't play it. It was hands off.
Hands off.
I think it's. Let's go with next gen.
Yeah.
More games like that.
Was it actually Just Cause developers?
Yeah,
it's Avalanche.
Okay.
But it didn't open with
cool.
Tina Turner, so there's two problems: no Australian accent, and no, we don't need another hero.
Tina Turner
It's
doesn't
Whitney
die.
Houston, mate. Racist.
Whitney Houston's dead.
Along with Man of Steel, I saw This Is the End while I was out there. The Seth Rogen End of the World comedy.
You like?
Very funny, but I like their
Catch
comedies.
It on the
But
Blues.
Rihanna's in it, but she's not the best cameo. There's great cameos in it.
Yeah, okay.
Michael Cera's fantastic.
I'll
in
catch
it.
the blues.
But I think that's all we've got time for on this
Yeah.
episode of the Ready Game Fire
Big one.
podcast. You know what the deal is. We're on iTunes. If you could download, subscribe, rate and review us, it would help us out muchly. Also, we're scattered about the internet in various other locations like YouTube, like Facebook, like Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
So do all the good stuff and like and follow and subscribe and follow and like and poke us and text us back, TB to the Ready Game Fire podcast. Is that it? Is that everything?
That sounds good.
If you can get yourself to E3, do it.
All right. We'll do it.
Because it was really good.
Are you willing to pay for the tickets for each person who wants to
Yeah,
go?
I'll do it. Just forward you.
Wimbledon starts next week.
Oh.
Wimbledon is
My birthday in 2
on
weeks.
The tennis E3, if you will.
Ah.
the E3 of
T3.
the E3 of tennis.
E3 of the tennis.
T3 at the
Can't
beach.
wait what type of serve they unveil then.
You're embarrassing yourself. Let's move on.
Not really.
Again, like
if they spoke about me, I'd be quite impressed. So it wouldn't be embarrassing.
like I said with the whole, as an outsider watcher of football, I hate the dives. But I've, when they fake, guys when they pretend to get injured and they're not.
Oh yeah, and when they fix their matches and stuff like.
Why would they use PCs to show off their games?
Let's not have an
conferences?
MMA.
We're not going there.
Let's not go
But yeah, like diving in football, I find the tennis female noises.
Great.
It's like stupid though. I mean, it's stupid.
So you like
I mean,
women football
because
noises?
because some people go, "Oh God, don't you hate it when idiots make noises in the gym?" But I've got news for you. When you're lifting heavy weights, sometimes you have to go because it's a heavyweight. But when they're playing tennis, you'd go bah, nah. You wouldn't go. I mean, I know I'm not a girl, but
The problem is as well that you see like Sharapova warming up, like practice. She doesn't do it.
yeah, you do.
So it's all
Psychological, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's still psychological.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's
Just
stupid.
another reason why male tennis is.
I chuckled to
faster.
myself at the gym the other day when there was a weightlifter dude who was trying to lift these really heavy weights, and as he did, just let out a bit of a fart. Like, amazing.
Again, though,
Didn't see that coming.
that can happen.
Farting in the gym is a weird thing. You just think people might
Amazing.
not smell it because it's quite smelly in there already.
Yeah.
But
Oh, dude.
I always do.
And on that
Farting in the
relevant
gym.
and on that relevant bombshell, goodbye.
Bombshell.
And here's the news.
well.
Mac is an idiot.
Yeah, this
That's
is
not news,
Power
mate.
source is amazing.
This just
and Mac
in.
is an idiot.
That's not news. It's common knowledge.
You are.
You heard it here second.
There you go.
You think the beard covers you, makes you look more intelligent? Doesn't.
So bye from me, Chris Fox. Bye. Mac says bye.
Adios,
Mike,
mundo.
sorry, say that again.
Adios, mundo.
Mike says something just long and drawn out, no doubt.
Fart of us.
Don't know what that
What did you
means.
just say?
I just said the fart of us. I don't
Doesn't
know.
work. Doesn't work in
You
any
definitely
way.
are.
It doesn't work.
We weren't even
It
talking.
doesn't work.
Well,
Farts last
Chris,
us
Chris.
game.
We
I'm gonna go play it now.
We weren't even talking
It
about
works.
Last of
Fart
Us.
of us.
No, it's not. No. It's like
I was
when-
also
it's
going to
like
say
when- it's like
last
when-
of out of here.
It's
so,
like
yeah.
when Sonny rhymed you with you. What an idiot. She's got to stop writing such shit poems.
He's awful
he's
at
a
it.
poet
He's
laureate, and
awful at
he's a
writing
genius.
poetry.
And also, see you later, Steve.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you. I've had a great time.
Wicked. We'll see you
Good to hear
next.
about this E3 thing.
Ooh,
Yeah, now you're caught up.
amazing, isn't it? Yep. Goodbye. See you later. Thanks for listening. Renegade Fire. Goodbye. I'm so tired. Bedtime for me.